Welcome back to the party, everybody. This is Morty, and I am your host, Lutch, aka TheIndianJesus. Here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Everybody hit that like and subscribe. You know I would do it for you, and let's party. Oh, man, it is good to be back. If you didn't know, I was out for a few days. My throat was not playing along, if you will, but we are back in action. So let's dive right into the video. As always, guys, if you cannot hear the video, please do let me know.
But it's fascinating because it's like the vampires all out themselves. Like now everybody knows who the system is. Like if you're just lying openly about U.S. aid and then they come and hear you talk on a podcast and explain what's really going on. Like he's starving mothers. There's mothers that can't get food.
Totally false.
That's all you're hearing.
Yeah.
That's no one's talking in any of these mainstream liberal talk shows. No one is talking about all this fraud and waste.
And Trey, one of our Discord members, was just asking this morning about Head Start, which is a preschool daycare type thing. And apparently there was some computer glitch with it, but, you know, the libs were saying that it was part of taking DOGE down. And, you know, you really got to wonder why they are so against spending, or rather not spending our money. Shout out to the Camcast. Welcome to the party. Very good to see you. Welcome.
Liberal talk shows. No one is talking about all this fraud and waste.
Yeah, because we're cutting off their graph machine. So that's what they're upset about. That's the real thing they're upset about. And if people want to know what DOGE is cutting, and I want to be clear, like these are cuts that DOGE recommends to the department, and usually these recommendations are followed, but these are recommendations that are then confirmed by the department.
Wait, so he's just not going in there and being like, oh, cut that and cut that and cut that. Well, I mean, that's what I would have thought.
Yeah, you can see line by line what DOGE has done at doge.gov. So whatever we do, we put on doge.gov so you can see everything that is being done.
And there's a tracker that shows how much money has been saved.
Yeah.
And they already went through a list of some stuff that's been cut and how much money was spent here and spent there and spent there. As you can see, we're a little bit into the discussion already, but I'm sure you've heard lists like that before. And the link to the full podcast is in the description. Check it out.
You can look at each line item, and you know, like a bunch of these sort of far left shows will say like, oh, it's a constitutional crisis, blah, blah, blah. But what they won't do is point out which payments are wrong.
Right.
So my challenge to them is point out which payments are wrong.
Yeah, go through it.
Which of these sort of waste/fraud things are wrong? Which line? Explain that line to the public.
Crickets.
They won't be able to.
Right. Yeah, that's why you're not hearing any specifics. You're hearing anecdotal stories about mothers starving.
But we can name the specifics.
Yeah.
Line by line.
And
we got the receipts.
And here's the other thing.
If you post the receipts.
And if you're only talking about the propaganda talking points and you're not talking about the very clear fraud and waste, it's very obvious what you're doing.
Yeah.
You just gaslight.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So exactly, because we're saying, like, look, in fact, I've said we're going to make mistakes. We're not going to be perfect. So if we make a mistake, we'll quickly fix it.
And that's fair. Like, even if the Head Start thing that I was just talking about was a mistake within the confounds of what they're actually doing, like, okay, fine, nobody's perfect, but if they fix it, then what's the issue? We all get more money.
So we need to act fast. So stop wasting billions of dollars of taxpayer money. But if we make a mistake, we'll reverse it quickly.
Right.
Crazy.
So
it's also this interesting narrative that you shouldn't have access to this Social Security information, as if no one's had access to it before, as if the Biden administration in 2023 there was like 53 people, some of them were students, that had access to all this stuff.
And we remember the giant protests about like, oh my goodness, 19 and 20-year-olds in the government that can't oh wait, no, that didn't happen at all.
Yeah. As it is, there are tens of thousands of federal employees that have access to, already to the system. Anyone from DOGE has to go through the same vetting process that those federal employees went through. So it's not like some
illegal immigrants
vetted random situation. If, for example, there's a security clearance needed, the DOGE person has to have that same security clearance. So there's no reduction in security. But I mean, obviously, the vast numbers of social security numbers have leaked onto the internet. People have hacked the government systems multiple times. Vast amounts of public information has been hacked and dumped onto the internet. So, and there's a guy at the IRS that leaked 500,000 tax returns just a few years ago.
On purpose?
Yeah.
For what reason?
for political. He wanted to. I think he was trying to get at Trump and maybe me and a few others. So, but he
mudslinging
stole like 500,000 tax returns. Yeah, like not a few,
it's
like
so
it's a lot
awkward.
of tax returns.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that story. No,
Yeah, you can just read about it online. It's a real thing.
So these are the narratives. That's the narrative that you shouldn't have access to Social Security. The other narrative is that starving people are going to die and women aren't going to be pregnant and not have nutrients for their babies. And that's all you're hearing. And
yeah, well, that's the only thing they can say, but they can't point to the line item.
Right.
And so they can't say like, well, this is the thing where, the nutrients for pregnant mothers were stopped. They can't point to that because
it should be so simple to just knock down any argument of like, oh no, they're doing this. Like, okay, well, they're a line item for everything. So where is the issue? Shout out to Guam Tech. Welcome to the party. Very good to see you, sir. Welcome, guys. If you would like to support the channel, head on over to TheIndianJesus.com for your very own official merch, including the Is It Though phone case, only at TheIndianJesus.com. Guys, we do also have a Discord server. I mentioned that before. It is completely free to join 24/7. You're in there hanging out, having a great time. I definitely suggest you come through. It is a great place to meet new people and have interesting conversations. Like I said, it's absolutely free to join. However, if you are a member of this channel here on YouTube, you can scroll right below the video there, hit that join button. There's a few different tiers here, but it starts at just $2.99 a month. Gets you members-only live streams here on YouTube, all that other good stuff. But it also opens up the full server, guys. There's more than just the free chat. It is absolutely free to join, but there's more if you are a member, including the after party. So as soon as we are done here, we are headed over there to the voice channel, where we don't have to worry about any YouTube censors or anything like that. And you are not stuck behind your keyboard. You're actually on screen with me and everybody else. It is a good time. Definitely come and join us. Oh, look who we got in the building. Shout out to Funk Master. Oh, where's my applause there? Some applause, some respect on the name for Funk Master General. No question, no comment. Just pure love of the Overlord. That's right. Every donation comes with a treat for Morty. Thank you so very, very much, sir. And of course, that makes you the new sponsor of the stream. And guys, don't forget to check out the Swoggle at the top of the chat. You gotta bulk me up. I am too skinny, and you can help. Thank you, sir. And we also got our boy King Nirvana. Welcome to the party, guys. Very good to see you. Welcome. Let's dive right back in.
The nutrients for pregnant mothers were stopped. They can't point to that because we didn't.
Right.
There's a lie.
What's fascinating to me is how much the mainstream media is in line with the very specific talking points, and how little you'll have Fox News. You essentially have Fox News on television. It's like the only one that is pointing out the ridiculous fraud and waste. And
it's really, and if you remember, even let's say 5 years ago, 5, 6, 7 years ago, there was still like Fox News was still part of the mainstream media, and they are still part of the mainstream media, but the mainstream itself, in terms of what actually is mainstream, not the mainstream media, but what actually is mainstream, is a lot more palatable for a legacy media company like Fox. So because of how bad things have gotten with the left, Fox, even though they are mainstream media and they're not going to, go too far off the narrative either way, they've been allowed to be a lot more accurate because of how crazy the left has actually been. Like so many other things, right?
That is pointing out the ridiculous fraud and waste. And, I know you saw the Jeff Bezos thing in the Washington Post. They're going to stop all the wacky editorials and limit that stuff to, I think it was wealth and personal freedom or something along those lines.
Yeah. So, I think there's kind of, I think it makes sense because he's just talking about the things, not the sort of, he's just talking about the opinion pieces. The opinion pieces, yeah. So the regular journalism stays the same. So.
Well, it's
regular journalism,
a detriment to their business. I mean, you're seeing over and over again people that they don't want to hear all this shit from these people anymore. It's like you're saying, it's almost like you're caught in an outdated version of the virus, and everybody else already has the immunity to that virus. Like this is.
Well, not everybody, but enough people.
Like you need a new mind virus, the one that you're pushing. It's like it doesn't work anymore. It's too crazy.
Yeah, it's the whole thing's very crazy. I mean, the media.
But he is right in the sense that like there's always gonna be the people who hang on to the woke ideas that populated the last decade. But we've seen even before the election, we saw that ship turning. I use that analogy all the time that it is a ship that needs to take time to turn, but it is turning. I think the biggest moment that we can point to was the Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light stuff, but especially with Trump winning the popular vote. I mean, we here, but again, the work starts now.
It is incredibly partisan. I mean, they're not. I mean, they take almost all the media is. Left shifted. Yeah. So it's kind of weird if you talk to somebody who gets all their information from like what I call legacy media, they're living in a different world. Yeah. Than if they say are listening to your podcast or are getting news from X or just if it's kind of wild. Like
it is very wild.
Like you talked, it's like they're living in an alternate reality.
Oh, there's a lot of people that I talk to that I have to go, where did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, but I mean, you've become kind of a Facebook boomer dad too.
But I mean, like the Associated Press, which I call Associated Propaganda, the AP, they ran a international news story saying that DOGE fired air traffic controllers. What? But we didn't fire any air traffic controllers at all. In fact,
all right. First, quick side quest. I'm not even gonna pull it up on Twitter because I don't know where it is. But I saw Kyle Kalinske of all people, the boy band Crash Out. He tweeted something, and I happened to see it like 5 seconds after it posted. So I was like, oh, I gotta get in on this because the sooner you get in, the more replies you're gonna get. And so he's saying something about Trump and this and that and that and that and that, and Trump's so hard. Or I think it was about the Steen of Ep files. And he's complaining that, oh, you said it was gonna be this, and what happened to when's gonna be day one, and da 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 da. And I was like, bro, it's almost like we knew that Trump was a politician. It's almost like we knew that he'd flub the truth and voted for him anyway because he was way better than any other conceivable option. And it's so funny how people are just like coping hard in the replies. And someone put a meme that said Trump takes office 12 days later or something like that. Plane crashes. Like, is that how you think the world works? Because whatever is causing all these planes to crash had nothing to do with anything that happened in the last 35 days? Like, what are you talking about, bro? Shout out to Dixon Cider. Welcome. Said the AP deserve to be banned. No, free speech. Let the losers say what they want to say so that we can know that they're bullshit. We just got to be better at fighting back. But welcome to the party. We also got Leslie in the building. Welcome to the party. Heard Project 2012 is 1/3 complete. Congrats bring it down the state. Well, I don't know about bringing it down, but bring down the swamp for sure. Welcome to the party.
DOGE fired air traffic controllers, but we didn't fire any air traffic controllers at all. In fact, we're trying to hire air traffic controllers, not fire them.
Yeah, I saw that. You made a tweet about it, right?
Yeah.
What do you call it now? You call it a post?
Post, yeah, whatever.
You can't call it a tweet though. Do you call it a tweet accidentally ever?
Post. I don't know.
I just said a tweet, right? I don't even really call it. I try to be, like, no, I'm not going to call it X. I'm going to call it Twitter forever. And then I just find myself calling it X and whatever.
Listen to but like if let's say if somebody puts up like an 2-hour long video, that's not a tweet.
Right.
It was before you changed the name.
Post.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Not a good point.
But I don't know how over if people still want to call it a tweet, whatever.
But you put a post about it just to get back to
why
it.
Did you change the
saying that we need highly qualified air traffic controllers. If you retired, if you would consider doing it again, we could use you.
Yes. So a lot of really qualified air traffic controllers were pushed out because of DEI stuff. So I mean, not to be.
It's almost like that's why there's a bunch of planes crashing.
Blunt. I mean, a bunch of really good, talented old white guys were pushed out. It's not cool. And so
it's not cool, man.
There's a talent shortage in air traffic control because of DEI and not hiring people on merit.
Which is so crazy that worked.
I think we should not put the public safety at risk.
No,
because of some demented philosophy.
What an extremist! We should not put public safety at risk. I mean, I don't know, guys. Check out the poll, the running poll we got at the top of the chat. Is it possible that Doge goes too far? Yes, no, or anything is possible, but it won't. And let's see what you think.
Somebody made a post today about it infiltrating the NSA. Did you see any of that?
That was
crazy.
Bro, talk about a side quest. Talk about a side quest. Have you guys seen what Tulsi has been doing?
Fox News alert, according to the Washington Times, Kash Patel's FBI opening an investigation into James Comey. The Times reports that Comey launched an off-the-books honeypot operation against candidate Donald Trump. According to a whistleblower, he sent 2 female undercovers to infiltrate Trump's 2016 campaign and told them to act as honeypots, spies who use sex to get...
Yeah, a lot. I mean, there's been a lot of traffic accidents, air traffic accidents recently. But to say that that is anything to do with Trump is silly because he's only been president for a month. Like, it's probably more because of the fact that all the good pilots were fired more than anything else. But yeah, if you guys haven't heard about what Tulsi's done here,
2016 campaign, and told them to act as honeypots, spies who use sex to get what they want. And the honeypots ingratiated themselves into the top ranks of the campaign. If true, that means the Obama administration was conducting multiple phony investigations into Trump without any evidence. The whistleblower says FBI employees were told to shut their mouth about the operation. And one of the agents was transferred to the CIA so she couldn't testify. This investigation into Comey isn't about revenge. It's about justice. Kash and Bongino are going to get answers.
I was going to make a Catholic church joke there, but I missed it.
But Intel doesn't like being told what to do. When they saw Musk with the chainsaw doging foreign aid, they started leaking to CNN. If you doge us, there will be consequences. On the CIA's 7th floor, home to top leadership, some officers are also quietly discussing how mass firings and the buyouts already offered to staff risk creating a group of disgruntled former employees who might be motivated to take what they know to a foreign intelligence service.
So they're literally saying, don't fire me or I will leak our secrets. What? That's treason. As he said, privatizing government means no government, no America. Just to be clear, retire all government employees equals retire America. Bingo. Right. So if that's what Doge was doing, I would be very upset. But that's not what they're doing. They're looking for waste, fraud, and abuse. Talk about our what do they call that? The the narrative line, the talking point: waste, fraud, and abuse.
The CIA is telling CNN that if their funding gets cut, they're going to sell state secrets to Russia. Who the hell hired these Benedict Arnolds? The CIA is supposed to be filled with patriots, not sellouts. The FBI is up to no good, too. Michael Schellenberger is reporting a source inside the FBI says the Bureau is destroying evidence. Now we know what their accomplishments were last week. Dear Elon, I wiped the servers cleaner than crooked. We only wish the NSA had shredded their secret sex chats. We told you how Intel...
Put one in the chat if you've seen about the NSA sex chats.
Officials were using government chat rooms to brag about their fetishes, kinks, and sex changes. Journalist Chris Rufo just uncovered more messages. Viewer warning. Creeps at the NSA were fantasizing about having hermaphrodite babies so they could raise them non-binary. Ow. They were also trashing conservatives like Ben Shapiro, calling them effing monsters. And after Pat Robertson died, CIA workers celebrated. Quote, I was always taught never to say anything about the dead unless it's good. He's dead. Good.
That's objectively funny.
The NSA was also caught bad-mouthing RFK, but they really don't like Tulsi. They say she's fervently anti-queer, a Russian agent, and in a MAGA cult.
What exactly does anti-queer even mean?
This is the deep state the media says is fake. They've been shrouded in bureaucracy forever, and we're shining a light on the infection and cleaning it out. Tulsi Gabbard is the Director of National Intelligence. First of all, congratulations on your confirmation.
Thank you, Jesse. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you, too. Not so good to see some of these transgender sex chats among the Intel officials. What are we going to do about that?
Fired.
Well, Jesse, what we're going to do has already been done. There are over 100 people from across the intelligence community that contributed to and participated in this, what is really just an egregious violation of trust, what to speak of like basic rules and standards around professionalism. I put out a directive today that they all will be terminated and their security clearances will be revoked. But the thing here, Jesse, is like we got to take a step back because this is just barely scratching the surface. When you see what these people were saying, and thanks to Chris Rufo for putting it all out online, they were brazen in using an NSA platform intended for professional use to conduct this kind of really horrific behavior. And they were brazen in doing this because when was the last time anyone was really held accountable? Certainly not over the last 4 years, certainly not over the last 10, maybe 20 years. When we look at some of the biggest.
Well, on day one, they got a notebook. But I mean, that's kind of, that's essentially the story, is that they are, doing ish like that. Unless he asks, who's going to pay these air traffic controllers in the future, Elon or the government? Why would we think that government employees would not be paid by the government? What is it that you think that DOGE or Elon is doing with DOGE? That seems, maybe that's a better question to start with. I don't understand why. Like, if we have a group with 1,000 people, but it only needs 100 people to run, and we cut, and let's say there's 200 people, what's the issue? There will be no government. What there never was. It was. I mean, I guess I agree with you there. But in terms of the state of what the government is, in terms of does it exist or does it not exist, is not changing. So if you believe that the government doesn't exist now, it will not exist in that same form as DOGE continues. If you believe that government exists now, it will continue to exist in that condition, just a lot more slimmed down and effective, with more money in Americans' pockets. All right, that Megan, yeah.
Violations of the
NSA. Did you see any of that?
That was
crazy.
Some gnarly stuff.
Yeah, crazy. What they it started off as just like this sort of fringe thing, and people would meet up. Then it completely infiltrated the organization.
Yeah,
and they were spending all their time.
It was like 400 people or something, and some sex chat room with like some extremely demented stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I know. I'll send it to you, Jamie, because it's so kooky. You what? This is the NSA. I thought the NSA was just all about like information and.
I mean, we know Snowden was, he was into some ish, right? Joke.
Spy on, like if so there's a national threat or something.
Yeah, I think this is exactly it. So more than 100 intelligence staffers will be fired over sexually explicit texts.
So again, Leslie, my question to you is, what is it that you think DOGE is doing? What do you think they're doing that you think that, I'm not understanding what you're saying here. Maybe I'm woefully misinformed. But my understanding is they're looking at the ways that the government spends money on employees, programs, and etc., and then cutting the stuff that we do not need. All of that stuff is funded by taxpayers. So if we aren't paying that much tax, then you're not paying as much money. Where am I wrong about that?
In NSA chat rooms, Gabbard says. So top intelligence official told Waters that the workers in question were brazen in using an NSA platform intended for professional use to conduct this kind of.
All right, let's get this inside.
Actually, a lot of point is, it infiltrated the organization.
It's not what they should be talking about
at all. Yeah,
it's supposed to be protecting the country,
right? Yeah. And people were talking about how they're spending half their time in these meetings, and that they're just like constantly having to attend these things where they talk about these issues, like. What
we need the pre-meeting to make sure to set up the meeting is there, so that by the post-meeting for the pre-meeting meeting that we have everything in order. Check your email.
What are you doing? Like, if you have a problem with someone that's,
what would you say you do here?
Discriminatory. Get rid of that person. That's it.
Yes.
It's problem's over. You've got someone who's homophobic in your business. They're openly homophobic. Yeah, you can't work here. That's not cool. That's it. That's it. You don't have to have fucking meetings constantly promoting this. You're not going to change someone's opinion by berating them over and over again.
Yeah, a work environment should.
It worked with me. I was a lib, and then everybody told me that I was wrong about this, that, and I knew I wasn't, and I woke up. So maybe in certain situations it does
change someone's opinion by berating them over and over again.
Yeah, a work environment should be a professional environment where they're getting the job done that they're being paid to do. It should be.
Of course,
it's obviously not supposed to be sort of.
Okay, so again, the question was, where was I wrong? Where was I wrong? I just explained a very simple thing and asked you, where was I wrong?
Getting paid for bizarre sexcapades.
It's just so fascinating that the virus is so strong that it made it into the NSA.
Yes,
and you would think those are some hardcore.
And the CIA too. The CIA was in there too.
Yeah, so. They were in there too, which is bananas. You would think same thing, like hard-nosed, like tough people doing hard work.
And even if one area is privatized, that does not mean no government. He already works in this sector. I just please, let's get on the same page. I don't want to fight with you. I'm just trying to understand where I'm wrong about what I think DOGE is doing. Because what I think DOGE is doing, there's no possible way that it leads to no government. I do not see the connection there. So either I'm very wrong or you're misinformed. One of us is wrong. Shout out to Lou Scott. Welcome to the party. Said Trump keeps winning. MAGA, baby. Hell yeah. And of course, every donation comes with a treat for Morty. Thank you so very, very much. And welcome to the party. Guys, if you are new here, please do hit that subscribe button. I am live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. And sometimes whenever I feel like it. I did miss Wednesday. That was the first time I missed in a minute. And I think I'm going to make it up to you guys tomorrow because I definitely want to check out that Zelensky thing. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll do it as a side quest. But either way, make sure you hit that subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss an Indian Jesus party ever. Again, welcome to the party.
Find you whenever they want.
Yeah.
What did it just say?
Hard work.
Who can spy on you whenever they want?
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty wild.
Yeah.
And, they exist when the president leaves. They stay. People move around. You stay a part of the organization for your entire career. You get deeply entrenched in their system and how things work and who's back to rub and who's a bad guy, who's a good guy, who's on our side, who's not.
Yeah.
Nobody's on our side. We are, in the political class. Nobody is on your side in the political class. There are just people who are looking to enrich their own interests, and some of those people are going to be more in line with you than others. Shout out to KFT. Welcome to the party. I learned a little while ago that these are not paid messages, but thank you so very, very much for being a member for 6 months. Very much appreciated. And we will get a treat to MAGA Morty here. Said, glad you're feeling better. Thank you. It was, guys, I really was like struggling with, should I, because if the flu was coming on, I don't know when the Andrew Wilson stuff is going to drop. I just was talking to Modern Day Debate, and he sent me a form to sign up, so I may be doing debates with them. There's another discussion. I did something with Atheists for Liberty yesterday. Shout out to Atheists for Liberty here. And I was like, okay, if the flu is coming on, then let me push through Wednesday, and then when I get sick, then I'll take time off. But it didn't, I didn't have any other symptoms. After 3 days, it just seemed like I slept wrong and my neck bones bruised my throat. And that's why I was like able to talk, but it was, I don't know, it was weird. But either way, we are back. Thank you. And welcome to the party, Carl. Always a pleasure to see ya.
Who's a bad guy? Who's a good guy? Who's on our side? Who's
They're
not?
all bad guys.
Yeah. That's scary, actually.
Yeah.
They're all bad guys.
Was that what's taking so long with this Epstein files?
Yeah, what's up with that?
What is up with that? It was like,
yeah,
it's like Lucy and the football with Charlie Brown, when she always pulls that football away.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's like they keep telling us they're going to release it day one. Oh, day one.
A serious case of no one's being arrested ophobia,
Well, there's also right.
Like, what the fuck's going on?
What the fuck?
No one arrested for what?
But no one's being arrested ophobia,
Well,
what? Okay. And that is a fair criticism that we got plenty of promises for Trump about day one. And he didn't deliver on a lot of those promises, but he made so many promises that even if he, gets us half within the first 6 months, that is damn good. Oh my goodness. Nope. You only get credit for 6. You let it lapse. No, I'm just kidding. 7 months. Thank you for being a disciple. Very much appreciate your guys' support. Thank you so much.
Right.
Like, what the fuck is going on?
What the fuck is going on? Also, there's this real fear that someone's destroying the evidence, and you keep hearing these stories.
So, Leslie, where was I wrong again?
Unsubstantiated stories.
Yeah.
Of FBI.
Well, where is the evidence? The guy had tons of videos and recordings.
Yeah.
He had all sorts of things.
Right.
Like, there's a mountain of evidence.
Right.
So where's that mountain?
Yeah. Where's that mountain? And what would be the reason why they would agree? Like, there would have to be something in it for them to agree to not put it out. Right. Like, there has to be some sort of financial entanglement, some sort of relationship with the people that are on that list.
Yeah.
That they can provide a value that was big enough for you to not release it or to
Come on, Leslie. I believe in you. I believe in you that you can answer a question. I believe in you.
release it, or to
I
hope
know
you
you
can
can
get
do
away
it.
with like putting out some redacted files that don't show anything.
Yeah.
This is
A
only
whole bunch of
stage one.
redacted.
Only stage one. Don't worry. The real stuff's coming. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why wouldn't you just release it all? Like, what?
Or don't say anything. Just be like, what are you talking about? JFK files? I don't know what you're talking about. The Epstein, I don't know, who's that? I would rather that. I would rather that than being like, guys, guess what? We're going to have a major release of the Epstein list. Heavily redacted. You can't see anything. No new information from 2015, but Epstein files. It really shows how desperate even the like with Trump in office, they are to have other stories than DOGE. That's the only thing happening right now.
But
Yeah.
what could possibly be
Well,
worth protecting in there?
I mean, I think I've got probably.
Okay, so the question was, where was I wrong about DOGE? And Leslie said, MAGA is winning, but it's more like make another community that isn't yours great again, because America was imagined. All the world is intra-communities. So how was I wrong about DOGE?
The same information that I'm just reading what's the latest thing on the X. I'm just looking at
It's
my
all
X feed,
amazing.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
It's a real page turner. And like I thought we were gonna get some revelations today. I was like, big binders full of stuff.
Yeah.
There's got to be something in there.
Well, there was all
And
those
then-
people that were given a copy of it. They were all like waving it around like they got the Willy Wonka ticket.
yeah, totally.
No, and I was saying like, because Libs of TikTok was one of them. I didn't notice, like I just scrolled through and saw the picture and didn't really see many of the people, but I saw that Libs of TikTok had a binder. So certainly, for no other reason than content and making money, you would go on live and be like, okay, well, here's page 1. It says this, and this. Here's page 2. And you could do a 10-hour live stream, make buku bucks, but nope. Nerfing. Hey, Funk Master General again. Thank you. Out sponsoring yourself and giving Morty another treat. Thank you, sir. Very, very much appreciated. Oh, let's give you the sponsor siren. Thank you, sir. That's 3 guys, 7 more, and I'm on.
Then the copy of it, they were all like waving it around like they got the Willy Wonka ticket.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And what happened?
Nothing.
Nothing.
So
I think Laura Loomer released it online. I think. Right?
Yeah, she's not very pleased about this.
So does anybody find anything in there that's interesting?
No, it's all old stuff
Nope.
from 2015 and
Okay,
2021.
what the fuck is going on?
but then apparently they discovered a whole bunch of stuff at the Southern District of New York.
Right.
So that's and then I'm like, and
Did they know?
I mean, I think Pam Bondi is actually great, and Cash Patel are great, but they just got there,
Right.
So then they're in a they just got there, but they're in a hostile environment. They're not in a friendly.
I keep asking because you haven't answered the question. So, okay, so I answered by simply saying DOGE reach. What is reach? It's for full privatization, and then I asked you if you think they're for socializing programs. They are for privatizing that which should be privatized. They're not for full privatization. That's where did you? Okay, all right, maybe I'm wrong. Where did you read that or hear that? Because that is not at all what I've heard. And again, I could be very wrong. So if they I think they're for socializing programs. No, not for socializing we're already in a state where things are too socialized. That doesn't mean they want no socialized programs. That doesn't mean they want no government. Are you on that's a false dichotomy. It's not everything is controlled by the state or there is no government. There's things between communism and anarchy. And I think we're trying for that.
The environment.
Right.
So
Morty, you gotta know. Can you read? Look, what did it say? Funkmaster General said, make sure the Overlord knows I risked my life for that $2. He said, wow, crazy. Appreciate it. Said, come on, Jesus. They're axing everything all at once and then going back and rehiring who they have to. Right. How is that communism? Or anarchy?
it's like if you suddenly got put in captain of a ship, but the crew was previously your enemy.
Right.
The entire crew was
Right.
previously your enemy.
Right.
You know.
And you're telling them, give me evidence.
Yeah, the crew doesn't want to give you the
That
evidence.
shows you guys
'cause the
are all
crew is your
criminals.
enemy. They were like your mortal enemies just a moment ago. You just got there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we got.
You mean like how they like Cash Patel is a private, or no, he works for the government. So Tulsi or no, or like JD or no. Who? What are we talking about?
Got to give the Attorney General and new director of the FBI so a little bit.
And they're not acting everything at once. They started with the USAID. Now they're going over to I think the NSA is a separate thing, but now they're going over to Fort Knox and all that stuff. Like, what are you talking about? No government is anarchy. See, it just goes back to being Cromwell Sullivan. I don't know what that means. So let's do a Google. Cromwell. So why is it not coming up? They're going back to what? The law firm Sullivan and Cromwell has had a long history of working with the CIA and other government agencies. Okay. And then I'm just I don't know, like, just articulate this is bad because this will happen. Talk to me like I'm 5. Talk to me like I'm 5 and I'm stupid. They scrapped all USAID and then went back and rehired Ebola people. What the fuck does Ebola people mean? Alan Dulles was the first CIA director. Okay, good fact.
But slack here because they literally just got there.
I think so too. But hey, don't say you're going to release it on day 1 then.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have said that.
Sure.
And don't say you got a big drop coming tomorrow.
Mhm.
And that's some bullshit that's been around forever.
It's disappointing.
Yeah. What the? And where's the JFK files? Where are those?
Yeah.
Let them go.
Did they release anything on that front?
Am I crazy? Like, please feel free to jump in. I don't want to, commandeer the whole conversation with just me and Leslie. Everybody else is feel free to dive in. One of us is very wrong, and if it's me, that's totally fine. But help us out here.
Where's the JFK files? Where are those?
Yeah.
Let them go.
Did they release anything on that front? Or?
I don't know what's going
Nope.
on. It can't be anything that's gotten to me yet. So if nothing's gotten to me yet, it can't be significant.
If there's conspiracy evidence, someone's going to send it to you.
Yes, Tim Dillon's going to
100%.
text me. 100%.
Yeah.
Tim Dillon, Dave Smith, someone's going to send it my
Somebody's
way.
going to send you the
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. So it
Right.
hasn't been released yet.
There's no way.
Yeah, you would find out. And here's the real question: like, what could even be in there at this point that they haven't cleared out? If you've got paperwork from 1963, like, what is in there still? What is in there that could possibly be incriminating? That supposedly Trump said that if you saw what they showed me, you wouldn't release it either. Okay, what the fuck is that?
I haven't seen it, so
Cash Patel has.
Yes.
You say you've seen it all. Yeah.
All right, Cash. Well,
He
let's
just posted
go.
to his X account or something. I mean, I just figured
that sounds like an Elon move. I don't think he can.
Yeah.
He's the director of the FBI. I think he has to go through proper channels. And
does he? He is the channel.
I get.
Shout out to KFT again. Actually paying this time. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Thank you. Always coming through a bit. Whoa, we're mirrored. A big supporter of the channel, KFT, aka Carl's Frosted Tips. Thank you so very, very much, sir. As he said, I'm just an actual libertarian. First one you guys have probably ever met. Maybe, possibly. I'm still not really sure how that connects the two ideas of Doge and no government, but maybe we'll get there. Did I miss this? KFT, he said Dan Bongino is going to straighten this stuff out. He's now second in line behind Cash, right? Let's go.
He's the director of the FBI. I think he has to go through proper channels. And
does he? He is the channel.
Yeah, but there's rules. Sounds like Trump. You sound like Trump. He needs an executive order.
What about the storm? I am the storm.
Is that what you're talking about, Leslie? Because again, I could be very wrong, but it does seem like he's joking.
I mean, what channels? He has the channel.
Well, again, imagine just getting to the hull or just getting to the deck of the ship, and you're the captain.
Yeah.
And now you have to figure out who's running things. Who's doing this? Where is everything?
Yeah.
And I mean, speaking of Dan Bongino on his own, talking about Cash Patel on their own, working together. I mean, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Just getting anything done like I said, you just joined as captain of a ship where the crew hates your guts.
Yeah, they were your enemy.
Yeah, they were your enemy.
Yeah.
They're strongly opposed to anything you want to do.
Yeah,
and you're trying to give them orders.
and you're trying to expose them.
Yeah, they don't want to be exposed.
Right. You're literally people that are working there are probably a part of this problem.
I mean,
And that's a very similar analogy to his first term in a very different way, where he wasn't going after the swamp as much, even though he ran pretty heavily on that. He wasn't going after them as strongly. Arguably he didn't know how and what people to have him around him and stuff. But the same kind of thing where he's, the captain of the ship and everybody hates him.
I was reading on X that like Comey's daughter is like the lead prosecutor in the Southern District of New York. Do you read that?
Yes.
And like, so obviously there's a bit of an entanglement there.
A little bit.
Like, what if there's something that, puts your dad in a bad light?
Where did that word come from in the lexicon? An entanglement. There was like, it was like a Me Too thing or a political scandal where it's like, well, there was an entanglement. Oh, it was on the red table. Oh, Will Smith. There was an entanglement with Austin. Shout out to Lou Skin with the 199. Thank you so very much to the Dream Team, Defund, the IRS, and the ATF. Let's go. Thank you, sir. And of course, a treat for Morty and one more that gets us halfway to our swole goal. Thank you so very, very much, guys. I'm too skinny. Boom. Me up. Thank you.
A little bit.
Like, what if there's something that puts your dad in a bad light?
Yeah, exactly. He's a fucking shredder. Hit that delete button.
The shredder's working overtime.
Did you see General Flynn? He was on a podcast and he spoke directly to James Comey.
Yeah.
He said, "Jim, you're going to jail, and unless you give up someone deeper than you, and you know who that is. You know who I'm talking about? Like,
keep my wife's name out your motherfucking mouth."
That is wild.
Yeah.
I used to actually have a sound effect on my soundboard, but I got rid of it. I was copying Kevin Samuels, but I didn't use it enough.
To think that the former director of the FBI might be really in that kind of deep shit, and then he really actually was doing some evil, corrupt shit while he was running the FBI.
I mean, it seems like there's some very shady stuff that's been going on.
It seems like it definitely happened in the 60s, right? Everybody kind of admits to that. They admit the FBI killed Black Panthers. They did a lot of shit.
And JFK.
There's a lot of stuff that went on that we know the government did way back in the day.
Yeah, why don't we just data dump the files? Just like go in there, take photos of all the papers, presumably paper, and just post it online.
Well, there was no computers back then, so either they've shredded or burned everything, or there's some reason. Like, okay, with the Epstein stuff, I can understand that there's still people around who are, have their interest in like keeping that under wraps. But like, who could there still possibly be that would have anything to do with JFK that it would matter? What could possibly be any part of that would be like, oh no, the people can't know this? I cannot even fathom what that would be. Shout out to Ed's Funhouse. Welcome to the party. Said, hey, deport all Democrats. Send the Epstein file. We don't want to deport them. Who are we going to make fun of? Who are we going to make fun of if they're not here? Welcome to the party. And thank you so much for the donation, guys. 4 more, and I'm on the floor. Thank you.
Take photos of all the papers, presumably paper, and just post it online. And let the chips fall where they may.
Isn't presumably everyone
is it in like
dead?
some like filing cabinet somewhere? I don't know.
Right. Where is it?
Where's the magic filing cabinet?
How are they hiding it? Who's got access to it? Like this is what I was hoping. Day one, I was hoping, but obviously it's taking a lot longer than that. So
I think part of it is like let's say you were made director of the FBI.
Okay. I might be able to. Yeah, that's what's crazy.
Like literally,
Dan Bongino, what's he doing now? He's one of the big dogs of the FBI. But he's
Dan's a
Secret Service guy. Yeah, legit guy. But people think of him as a Fox News guy, just like Pete Hegseth. Same thing. They don't want to think about his distinguished military career.
Right.
They want to say.
That's, I mean, I don't think that's what it is, but that's the only thing that has even made a modicum of sense. But even still, if that were the case, I feel like, I mean, who cares at this point? Not like who cares, like it doesn't matter, but like what's going to happen?
Say, oh, that Fox News guy, deputy director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
I mean, Dan's hardcore. I
Very.
mean, if it's reasonably findable, I think he's going to find it.
Yeah,
this is the between
thing,
him and Cash. I mean, like,
maybe.
I think they're going to get stuff.
How
out
crazy?
There.
Nah, because if it was aliens, then they would definitely be slow leaking stuff. They're not leaking anything. That's what they do with the UFOs. That's why I don't get excited about these UFO drops, even though, you know, those fucking van-sized drones were right above my house. I knew they weren't going to tell us what it was. I knew that.
How crazy would it be if they couldn't, though? How crazy would it be if they can't find anything? If it's that,
yeah.
If everybody shuts their mouths and everybody covers their ass,
like an FBI computer where you type in the search.
That's what I want to know.
Like with the basic mechanism here. Like it's either in a filing cabinet on paper where it's like, you know, maybe there's like progressive levels of security. You know, you gotta like open this door. Oh, you got to have. Do you have the pass for this level? You're like, a level unlocked, and there's a level unlocked, and it's like
you get in there and there's
an
an
black,
old
and it's finally like
laptop.
Yeah.
There's an old unplugged laptop.
Like,
you got to only plug it in. It's in a skiff.
Yeah, this is why I think like a tour of Fort Knox would be awesome. Like a live tour of Fort Knox, we can actually see.
Tell me you would not tune in to a live stream of an actual live tour of Fort Knox. Come on.
It's like, is the gold there or not? They say it is. Like, is it real or did somebody spray paint some lead, you know?
All right, let's go. Let's end this poll with 40% of you saying anything is possible, but DOGE is probably not going to go too far. But a good third of you saying, yes, it is all too possible that DOGE goes too far. And again, this is the third time I've done this poll, but I just like it. So screw you.
Like, is the gold there or not? They say it is. Like, is it real or did somebody spray paint some lead, you know?
Imagine if it's not.
Imagine if it's not all there, like some of it's missing. Where'd it go?
What if a lot of it's missing? What if like half of it's missing?
I mean, how do we even know?
I don't know. They said the last time they let someone look at it was decades ago.
Yeah. Well, I believe the last formal audit was in the 50s. So I'm like, okay.
Oh my God! Just think about all the other things.
Check it again.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Think about all.
All right. So the poll is up. The poll. Read it carefully and think about what I'm actually asking you. I'm not asking you which you think is the case, which is more likely that Fort Knox is completely empty of all gold, or that it's exactly to the cent, exactly what they say, which is more likely. Hey, shout out to KFT, said peanut butter for Morty, deport Muslim. Oh my God, you are deport happy today. Thank you so very, very much. Oh, and again. So do you know how? You almost got me. Good one. And of course, sir, that makes you the new sponsor of the stream. Thank you. Guys, 2 more, and we've hit that goal. Thank you so very, very much. Mr. Hitler, Hal, I do not know you. Wouldn't like to, but if I did, I don't have a joke there.
Okay, just think about all the other
check
things.
It again.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Think about all the other stuff that you pointed out, all the checks that just go out, the NGO payments, the Social Security people.
I was just going to say the Social Security number.
Think about all that. Now apply that to the gold.
No, absolutely. I just want to like emphasize the sheer madness of the government. It's just because they have like magic money computers that the checks never bounce to the federal government. Like, so you don't have the normal corrective mechanism that you'd have for a company or for an individual. The checks just always clear. The net result is inflation, which is effectively a tax on everyone. But you know, like the Defense Department hasn't passed an audit in I don't know how many years.
7 years.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. So it's like you'd have to be friggin' Chuck Norris like only Chuck Norris could get the Defense Department to pass an audit, you know, type of thing. That's the level of skill you need, you know.
Well, that's what's so insane. If you bring it back to the idea that it's a business.
Well, yeah,
this would never be tolerated in any kind of functional business.
Exactly. Oh, Carl, before I can even add you to the banner, he said, "Fuck you, Fuckmaster. I am the sponsor now." And for the goal, said, have you seen Kyle? Kyle who? Yummy. Thank you so very much. I have not seen Kyle. I don't think I know anybody named Kyle, except Kyle Kalinske, and he's gay, so. Hey, Fuckmaster said, nah, bro. Nah, not only are we going to hit this goal, but I am hanging on to that sponsor spot. Thank you so very, very much. Goal completed. Goal completed. So make sure, do not forget to do my 10 swole goal push-ups at the end of the chat or at the end of the stream. And now we're going to do another smaller goal to see if we can get some peanut butter for Morty. Let's do it. Let's do it. Before we dive back in, what is King Nirvana? Somebody had to rehire people. So it's all net negative, right, Leslie? I mean, that's girl math, right?
The idea that it's a business.
Well, yeah.
This would never be tolerated in any kind of functional business.
Exactly. So, Pentagon will like their accounting error, like the stuff that they lose in the couch cushions is like $20-30 billion a year. They don't know where it went. It's gone. Way to go. And it's gone.
Wait, I'm stupid. I can't count. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 for Funk. 1, 2, 3, 4 for KFT.
So
It's so insane.
it's insane.
Oh,
It's so insane.
So
And-
that's why I say, like, even simple.
KFT is the captain now. We are going to add this to the goal. I didn't get a chance to put it up, but whatever goal I put up, this is going toward it. Guys, thank you. You are blessing us so much. Thank you. I cannot thank you enough. Thank you so very, very much. So this does count for whatever the next goal is. Thank you so much.
It's so insane.
It's insane.
It's so insane.
So that's why I say, like, even simple things like just requiring that that outgoing payments for the Treasury computer have a payment code and a comment of what the payment is about and someone to call about the payment, I think will have a very powerful effect in stopping wasteful outflows and stopping fraud.
Yeah, and here's another way to look at this. Imagine if there are people like you and the DOGE team out there in the world. Imagine if one of those works for an organization like USAID or any other organization and has this understanding of how much fuckery is involved, but they have evil intentions. And they're entwined in the system for decades and decades, and they've built a career and all the entanglements that come with it, and they start moving shit around. You could probably do it easy. It sounds like the way you've laid it out. If you were a career person who's in there forever, who knew how everything works, and you were very clever, you could make some shit happen. And you could probably do it in conjunction with some people that you know that are forming an NGO. Hey, let's all work together. Yeah. And this is the resistance that you're facing.
Yeah. I think it's the biggest scam of all time.
This is not something you ever
like
sought out
literally
to do.
the biggest scam of all time ever.
Of human history.
Of human history, yes.
Wow. I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think what else
It's
could
probably
be better?
$1 trillion scam.
All right, there we go. New goal is up. It's only 5 $2 super chats, and we've already got one. Is this a new one? Oh my goodness. King said, please don't challenge FFJ, but KFT is the one. He is the one. Said one more for Morty. Get him some Skippy. Doge 25. Well, both. I mean, I guess that one didn't count for the count, but I'm counting. So 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5. We are there. We are almost there.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think what else
It's
could
probably
be better?
$1 trillion scam. There's never been $1 trillion scam. You know.
Not yet.
No, this is not something that you ever set out to do. This is not. You didn't have this as a career aspiration. This is not.
This is the most absurd outcome I can possibly imagine. Actually, also, like, Doge started as like a sort of a meme coin,
right?
You know, it was like a joke, cryptocurrency involving memes and dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And
which is so funny that the letters wind up being perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I think, Joe, that because Elon likes Doge so much, they decided to use Doge and then fill in what it is. I'm just guessing.
Well, actually, I was originally going to call it like the Government Efficiency Commission, which is a very boring name. And then people online were like, no, it needs to be the Department of Government Efficiency. And I was like, you know what? You're right.
I told you. What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you? Because I told you. And when did I tell you?
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. You guys. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to run out. Oh, my goodness. We got one here for the Morty boy. Thank you. Carl, I'm mixing you guys up now. Oh my goodness. Fuck. Master General. No question. No comment. Just pure love of the puppy. That's two more. And puppy gets a bone. It should is what? Isn't what 3? We got okay for Funkmaster. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and for Carl we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that what we're asking? 8. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my god! Carl again. Oh yeah. So the goal did not register the first 2. So we are now actually at 4. So we're at 4. One more, and Morty gets a bone. Look at you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much.
It's a very boring name. And then people online were like, no, it needs to be the Department of Government Efficiency. And I was like, you know what? You're right.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more evidence of the simulation.
Totally.
That little
Like the
Shiba
sheer
Inu.
like our mascot is a cute dog.
It's a meme coin. The meme coin's probably worth a lot of money right now, right? Like every time I tweet about it,
probably. I don't
shoots
know.
up.
Yeah.
Yep. Who else has got some Doge? What? Wow. Whoa. What we got going here? Oh my goodness. We got one here from Funk. Another. No question. No comment. Pure love of the game. And then to finish us off. No Diddy. We got KFT said feed my brother Morty. Surely not today. Oh, today indeed. And a super sticker. My brother. The blessings. Oh my goodness. And oh, look at that. He's excited. Let's go. Oh, yeah, buddy. And that's garbage. Watch, he's going to go for that first. He's going to tear that apart before he even tries for the bone. I know this dog. He's going to rip that apart. He's going to have fun with that. So you guys got him 2 treats. Thank you guys so very, very much. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. I do not have the words. You want to come up here with your bone? Come on up here. There you go. Yeah, everybody's loving you tonight. Look at that. All right, you settle in here, and we're gonna do our show. Okay? How about that? Thank you again, guys.
The whole meme coin thing is bananas.
Yeah.
It is so bananas that people dump real money into these coins, and then you could just pump them up and sell them.
A casino or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's totally
and
gambling.
then people just do whatever.
That's right. All goals. That's 2 goals in one freaking stream, guys. You are amazing. Amazing.
Creative Fool Theory and musical chairs, and whoever's like the last to sit down loses type of thing.
And somehow or another, it's still legal. Like that's.
I mean, the thing is, I think not too many people. I mean, it's sort of like you go to the casino. Like if you expect to win at the casino, you're being a fool. Okay?
Right.
So I think if you expect to win at meme coins, you're being foolish. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're not going to win at meme coins. It's like if you want, like, don't sink your life savings into a meme coin.
No, but you can gamble a little, and you can ride waves and win a little and lose a little.
If you want to have some fun.
Oh, when we got that Bitcoin bump, I made a little bit of something. Hey, Lou Skunt again with a super sticker. Thank you. I knew I should have re-upped. We got a few more. Thank you. You guys are making this amazing. Thank you so very, very much.
Fun.
Yeah.
And don't come then, play with meme coins.
But if you put your family's wealth
on a meme coin
in the Hawk
at the risk
coin,
of saying something bold and outrageous, don't bet the farm on a meme coin.
Carl, I love you, buddy. But unfortunately for you, Funkmaster General said, but Captain Carl better raise his sails. He's got some catching up to do. Let's go. $50. My goodness. The fuck am I supposed to say to that? How about we do this? There's a few more in here. I'll just give that whole thing to him. We got that in there. Thank thank you so much. Of course, the sponsor of the stream, throwing down the challenge to Carl. We'll see what happens. Thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart, brother. I know we saw that picture of you on top of that roof doing whatever you're doing, working hard, playing hard. Either way, very much appreciated. Thank you so very much. Godtech said apparently there's a pretty serious Bitcoin dip coming. Buy the dip. Not financial advice, but absolutely do it. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Good advice.
The weird one is
Good
the pump and
thinking,
dumps.
Good thing.
Like the people
happen all
get
the time.
all the time.
Yeah.
And people get shocked that somebody pump and dumped. Like, what are you doing?
What did you think was going to happen? That Hawk 2 was going to, carry the goddamn economy?
Like, I was hoping to dump. I was hoping to make all the money out of this. I can't believe they got me. Like,
yeah.
It's just weird that it's legal still.
For now.
I mean, casinos are legal.
Yeah.
And
it is
people
like a
just
casino.
lose money at casinos.
Yeah.
I think sports betting is way more wild than what's his face? Casinos or meme coins or any of that stuff. Like, it's just it's wild. KFT concedes as what happened here? Said he wins. Fair enough. Fact General always coming through, a pillar of this community, not unlike yourself, Carl. Thank you guys so very much. I cannot say it enough.
Yeah. But you can't rig a casino like a pump and dump. You could rig a pump and dump.
Yeah, I guess so.
You need to count cards.
Like, you could run a real pyramid scheme.
Well, I mean, the government's one big pyramid scheme, if you ask me.
Yeah, well, you can tell me better than anybody.
Social Security is
And apparently now he's the president. President Musk is running a pyramid scam. Shout out to Zippy DSM Lee. Welcome to the party. Very good to see you, sir. Always a pleasure to see you. Yeah, I was gonna say you could definitely rig a casino. Funkmaster said Indian Jesus and King Nirvana. Neither of you noticed that there's no ladder in that picture.
What?
Oh, the all right. So here, I'll pull it up. I'll put it up here. Where we at here? Copy. Link. Look at that. This is our boy. Well, usually we got these tiny ass things. This is what was in the Discord server yesterday from Funkmaster General. And correct, I did not notice. How the fuck did you get up and down from there? Like, where's the ladder? He's just like, nah, I'm just going to monkey that bitch. Monkey and fucking it, horde. Hell yeah. Gang, doing the damn thing. And then to do that, and then to come here and drop this. I'm not out there doing that. I get frustrated because my hoodie, the zipper doesn't work anymore, so I'm slightly a little bit colder when I gotta walk Morty to the corner. You guys are amazing. Thank you so very much. Leslie said Musk is tearing it down. Join reality. Well, I guess we will see. It doesn't seem that way to me, but again, I never claim that I have all the right answers. Guantag said that's just because FMG jumps like the Hulk up and down. It seems like it. Yeah. Badass. All right, Diamondback in. Thank you again, gentlemen.
Well, I mean, the government's one big pyramid scheme, if you ask me.
Yeah, well, you can tell me better than anybody.
Social Security is the biggest Ponzi
I said shit. Me too.
scheme of all time.
Right, explain that.
Dilly to you both. As always, very much appreciated.
So
Anybody?
Social Security is the biggest Ponzi scheme of all time.
Right, explain that.
Oh, so well, people pay into Social Security, and the money goes out of Social Security immediately. But the obligation for Social Security is your entire retirement career. So you're paying.
Wait, the what? The entire.
Your entire retirement immediately, but the obligation for Social Security is your entire retirement career.
Oh, meaning Social Security is meant to cover your entire retirement career, and that's gotten a lot longer.
So you're
A lot
paying
more people.
with the kind of people you're paying, like if you look at the future obligations of Social Security, it far exceeds the tax revenue. Far. Have you ever looked at the debt clock?
Yes.
Okay. There's our present day debt, but then there's our future obligations. So when you look at the future obligations of Social Security, the actual national debt is like double what people think it is because of the future obligations.
Either way, Leslie's got good advice. Whatever happens, having assets is way better than having money or savings. Have assets, hard assets. We can definitely agree on that. Zippy said, SS does not keep the money. They spend it on other things. Government at work. Well, I feel like that's kind of where Leslie is going, that it's a mirage, that, oh, they're going to save us all this money, and then all that money is going to go back to the people. That's, an illusion. And again, maybe it is, but and even if it's not this magic wand where like, okay, Doge comes in and now we have a perfect government. Like, that's not what I think is going to happen. I just don't think there's any interest in these people, especially because Elon is not like some, like super based libertarian minarchist like that's not, I mean, as far as I know, that's not really his ideology. And he certainly personally benefits from there being government money that he gets. So again, maybe I'm wrong, but we will see. The gold standard needs to get here faster. Guns and gold, all the assets you need. Well, as I've been rewatching Succession, don't forget about water. Water is going to be worth its weight in gold.
So basically, people are living way longer than expected, and
claim
there are fewer babies being born. So you have more people who are retired and get that live for a long time and get retirement payments. So the future obligations. So however bad the financial situation is right now for the federal government, it will be much worse in the future. At the risk of being a buzzkill here.
Did you see?
So we better fix what we got right now, because if it's bad now, it's going to be much worse in the future.
There was an interview with this woman who was a whistleblower.
Yeah.
Did we ever find out if that was true?
There's so many whistles being blown. It's hard to keep track.
A lot of whistles. But this one lady,
it was only in one state. It was very specific instance.
Right, but it was using Social Security money, correct? That was her.
I don't know.
That was her allegation. So what she was alleging was that she was in charge of turning illegal immigrants into clients. That's what they would call them, and that she would go to them and try to ask them, "Do you have a headache? Do you have back problems? If you do, now you can be permanently disabled. You get permanent disability, so you get Social Security for life."
Yes. Yeah. Not just Social Security, but disability, which is even more.
Right, and you get them on the taxpayer dole right away the moment, and they're illegal aliens.
Yeah.
Right. So let's take that disability. Like the question is, if you just ask let's just take that Joe Rogan and Elon Musk, should disability payments exist? I'm pretty sure both of them would say yes. I think there would be a discussion about how far it goes and who qualifies and why. But I would be very surprised if they're like, nah, disability, fuck that. No way. Hell no. Hell no.
Yes. Oh, so if I were to say, like, what's at the heart of the sort of, like, why is the Democrat propaganda machine so fired up to destroy me? That's the main reason. The main reason is that entitlements fraud, that includes like Social Security, disability, Medicaid, entitlements fraud for.
Wait, Carl, were you talking about a TSN person, Kyle? If so, no.
For illegal aliens is what is serving as a gigantic magnetic force to pull people in from all around the world and keep them here. Like basically, if you pay people at a standard of living that is above 90% of Earth, then you have a very powerful
90% above Earth
incentive for 90% of Earth to come here and to stay here.
Gotcha.
But if you
just that being in America is better than 90% of other places,
and the illegal alien fraud, then you turn off that magnet, and they leave, and they stop coming, and the ones that are here, many of them will simply leave. And if that happens, they will lose a massive number of Democratic voters.
And if it didn't happen, they would turn those people into voters.
Correct.
Which they were trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
They're already turning them. So in New York State, illegal aliens can already vote in state and city elections.
And remember when we went back and looked at the video that I posted before I was the Indian Jesus, right after I'd voted for Hillary Clinton, and I was so proud. And I was like, guys, I went out there and I was so confident. And compare that to the video that I took of myself after I voted for Trump in this past November. And I was not, so gung-ho, not because of Trump, but because I had realized that my confidence in the not the previous election, but my previous vote, because I didn't vote in 2020, but my previous vote, I was so wrong that I was like, all right, let's just take a minute and make sure that things are moving in the right direction. And for now, looking good. Like I said, he will take that extra $400 million that Trump gave him and put it in assets. Elon is not very liquid. Smart man. Quantek asks, so how do we fix Social Security, Elon? Can't just buzzkill me like that. Look, we beat Medicare. I mean, maybe that's the way. Well, hopefully he has an answer. But again, even if he doesn't, that's not his job. It's not necessarily about how do we fix these things. It's for him and DOGE specifically. It's just about where is the waste. Then you identify the waste. And then they determine whether or not it is cut. I was going to say, let's end the poll. We got 10 votes, but we are split, guys, which is more likely the gold in Fort Knox, that it is completely empty or it is exactly as counted for. Right now we have 10 votes, but we are 50-50. So, and look who we got. Shout out to Equality and Deference because vagina. Said Elon's kind of like a Trump impersonator. Does not have a solid record nor prior government service, but seems to care about the future in a more rational way. Kiss my assets. There you go. Well, I'll ask you, Equality, which is more likely regarding the gold in Fort Knox? Either one, that it is completely empty, or two, that it is exactly as accounted for. Which do you think would be more likely?
A lot of people don't know that. They're trying to fight that, and they're trying to stop that, but they're currently, I think it's like 600,000 are registered to vote, illegal aliens in New York.
That is wild.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at, say,
yeah, but elections are totally fair, guys. Come on.
FEMA, like the agency that was paying for illegal aliens to stay at luxury hotels in New York was FEMA. That's an agency that's meant to support Americans in distress from natural disasters, was paying for luxury hotels for illegals in New York.
It's true. Yeah.
That's a fact. They literally, like, when we stopped that payment, we stopped all those money, because that's obviously an insane way to spend taxpayer money. The New York sued the federal government to get the money. So you can just look at their lawsuit. They were sending that money even after President Trump signed an executive order saying it needs to stop. They still pressed send on $80 million to luxury hotels in New York. Your tax money went to pay for illegal aliens in luxury hotels in New York.
And but we shouldn't be cutting any government money at all, right? And King says, I don't know the Fort Knox gold situation. I may be out of touch on this one. Well, I mean, we all are, because as they said, they haven't been audited since the 50s. So it's really just your gut feeling. What is your gut feeling? Because it's certainly not either completely empty. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I'd be very surprised if it was completely empty. But I would also be very surprised if it was exactly accounted for. I mean, what is that accurate in government?
From an agency that is meant to help Americans in distress from natural disasters.
Right. And I would like to
That's
know how
fucked up.
much. And I would like to know how much they spent on North Carolina and how much they spent on Maui.
Yeah.
Probably less. I'm talking about FEMA. Probably less in North Carolina, East Palestine, and Maui combined than they did on the illegal immigrants. Don't quote me on that. I'm just saying, speculating. Fair guess.
Yes, exactly. What's actually happening is they're buying voters. That's really what's happening. It's like a giant voter fraud scam. They're importing voters, and it's really just a matter of time. So, like, if a lot of people have trouble believing this, but the more you look at it, the more you will realize just how much of a problem this is, and how it's not just real. It is an attempt to destroy democracy in America. That's what, in my view, it is what it really is. Like, if you take the sort of 7 swing states, like often the margin of victory there is like maybe 20,000 votes. If you put 200,000 illegals in there, and they have like a 80% likelihood of voting Dem, and it's only a matter of time before they become citizens, then those swing states will not be swing states in the future. And if they are not swing states, we'll be a permanent one-party state country. Permanent, deep blue. So
That's the most reasonable thing to say. That's the most reasonable thing to say. Obviously, we don't know for sure, but that's the easiest thing to say. Oh, a shout out to Emily Rochester. Thank you so much for coming through. I was waiting for a good opportunity. So to address the Zelensky thing, please. Indeed, we will. Oh, I have been waiting. Welcome to the party. If you didn't see, today there was a press conference with Zelensky and Trump, Vance, and Marco Rubio. And the press was asking questions stuff. It was about an hour-long thing, and started out pretty nice, where, they were playing nice and, whatever, being diplomatic. And this is the moment where it changes. The last 10 minutes, and it blows it up. And I don't know where exactly this came from, but Papa Lutch said, I haven't seen this specifically, but he said that Zelensky got kicked out of the White House with no deal because of his behavior. Check this out.
America, and for the good of the world. I'm aligned with the world, and I want to get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred, and I understand that, but I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, him either. So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world.
So the question was from somebody in Poland who was talking about, the aspect of being in the middle. Do you feel like you're torn between the two sides of, like, who are you more aligned with? And Trump was just saying, no, I'm not aligned with this guy. I'm not aligned with Putin. We're making deals. We're making deals. Quality Endeavor said, oh, my fucking non-God, you voted for the Hildebeest? Yep. In 2015, I was a very, 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 very ignorant, passionate, but ignorant person. And yes, I not only voted for Hilldog, I not only voted for Hillary, but I was proud of it. Like a loser. But, we all learn.
So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough, but you're never going to get a deal that way. So that's the way it goes.
Oh, well, I already ended the poll because we did split it, but I guess we're back to 50-50 because Equality Democrats said 0 gold. Split down the middle. And I agree with Zippy that Trump and Elon are both lone wolf CEOs. I think can randomly OCD an issue for now it's on our side, but it's changed issue to issue. And that's why it's important to take stock of this stuff and each individual action. Do I agree with that? Do I not agree with that? The first thing off the top of my head is the law against burning the American flag. Not about that. Free speech, bro. Doesn't mean that Kamala is better. But that's what, so shout out to JD Vance.
It'd be so tough, but you never
shout out to
going to get a deal that way. So that's the way it goes. All right, one more question.
I would respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the president of the United States' words mattered more than the president of the United States' actions.
How did that work out?
Makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay.
So notice how, and I mean, we could watch the entire thing, and I was thinking about covering the entire thing, but it's kind of just, very there's not much substance to it. You know, it's important stuff, but you know, just just watch it if you care. There's not really much for me to add. But Trump was being very, like I said, diplomatic until here.
That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied our big parts of Ukraine, parts of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him.
I mean, there's substance to it in terms of like what they're gonna do, but in terms of like breaking down, oh, what do they really mean? And like, oh, okay. I think it's better that you guys just watch it on your own. Because again, I don't have much to add to it. But this is the meat of it.
He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact
2015.
2014.
2014 is
2014.
Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
I fucking love this man. Oh no, that wasn't me. That was the other guy.
2014.
2014 is
2014.
Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
that's exactly right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, the situation the same. The people are been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversation, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him. Me, like a new president in 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel. We signed ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken the ceasefire. He killed our people, and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President,
So again, still see that Trump is, he's just sitting there and just letting the conversation happen.
President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come to the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring it into this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems.
You ready? You listening? You pay attention?
Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's exactly what you're doing.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
Feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of
spank him like you're his daddy.
The war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people.
I'm not playing
cards. You're
cards.
gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's back to you. Far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once? This entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you? You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war,
He's not speaking loud.
Now he's taking the leftist tactics. Oh my God!
He's not speaking loud.
Let's do that again.
If you will speak very loudly about the war,
He's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country's in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No. You've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning. You're not winning.
Remember when our president couldn't string a sentence together? I'm looking for context thing. Where is it? Come on. We beat Medicare. And now we got this.
Done a lot of talking.
Let's fucking
Your
go.
country is in big
Let's
trouble.
fucking
You're not
go.
winning. You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of
Mr.
us.
President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet.
You haven't been
not only
alone.
in this
We
cabinet.
gave you, through
I
this
said
stupid president, $350 billion.
You
We
voted
gave
for
you
your
military equipment,
You
and you
voted
men
for
are
your
brave, but they had to use our.
And you fucked it. You fucked it. So Emily is saying, wait, why is Trump and Vance talking to him like that? And it's because of that moment where he said, hey, you're going to feel it. It's like, hey, yo, whoa, what you mean we're going to feel it? What you mean? Oh, is that a threat? What the fuck do you mean? You're here asking us for more money. And you're gonna come out like that. And so that's why I was tempted to cover the whole thing, because this is the last 10 or so minutes of the discussion. I was watching this because I was watching the Elon thing when my dad texted me. It was like, "Oh, did you hear the Zelensky guy? Whatever." And then I finished that and I was watching this. And for the first like 25, 30 minutes, it's a very pleasant and diplomatic is the right word. It's a very diplomatic thing, and Trump is not playing both sides in a bad way, but playing the negotiator and trying to be like, no, I'm not for Putin, I'm not for Ukraine, I'm for peace, I'm for the world, I'm for all of that stuff. And he just switched up right like that, because he's not going to let somebody come into his house, specifically, but our house, and disrespect us like that. That's why. That is why. Oh my goodness! Holy moly! I'm gonna have to get him an extra treat, because this is all I have now. I just run out. I promise you. Come to the after. I'll take a picture if you're not in the after party, but I will go out and get him more for this. We got a new sponsor of the stream. Or do we? Wait a minute. No, we don't. We got a biggest super chat, which is amazingly appreciated, but we still got Funk at the helm. I did not update the thing properly, and he is still the sponsor, so I apologize, but thank you so very much. Let's put you both up there. Anything over 50 is crazy. Well, let's make you guys co-sponsors of the stream. Thank you so very, very much. Who's my daddy? Papa Lutch. And then secondarily, Funk Master General, and then thirdly you. But thank you so very, very much.
We gave you military equipment, and you men are brave, but they had to use our military. If you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this.
I tell you, just say thank you.
I said a lot of times to American people.
Except that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think,
and that's the other thing, is that he's using, and I mean, again, go check out the whole thing, because it is worthwhile in terms of viewing it, but in terms of me covering it, there's not a lot of substance for me to break down. But that's the tone that is just entitled. That I should have this money. I should be entitled to everything, and I shouldn't have to say thank you. I shouldn't have to be deferent to you. I should be able to do whatever I want, say whatever I want, and it's all good. Yeah, because of all the lies. How are people defending starting World War III? Exactly. Yep. That's my fault. That's why he gets a co-sponsor spot, because I did not update the banner enough. But very, very good try. Emily said Zelensky clearly meant God forbid. He literally said, I hope you never do. It's his second language. I don't know about that. It definitely struck me in the same way, that he was getting all, because the discussion is that we're here talking with you on camera right now, and then I've been talking to Putin. We're trying to do this diplomacy thing. We were trying to do the beating our chest with Biden, and that didn't work. So now we're trying to do this. We're trying something different because we want to help you. And his response is, what diplomacy? What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, I would snap back too. Montevo said it's insane that someone begging for help would use such an accusatory tone with the people they're trying to get help from. Like a homeless person blaming the person for giving them $20 for making them homeless. Exactly. I mean, in the war, yes. In the war, yes. But not in terms of who's gotten more money from America. Exactly like Amontevo just said. Like if someone was made homeless by let's say Biden. If someone was made homeless by Biden, and then they come to Trump and ask for a house, and they're saying, well, I mean, the American government took my shit away. It's like, well, I'm here trying to give you money to get a home. So shut the fuck up. Beggars can't be choosers. Maybe, if you'd been a little bit more responsible with the money, him and Biden beforehand, we wouldn't be in this position to begin with. Welltech said, yes, the victim of being the whipping boy of powers that, the powers that be, that are trying to start yet another world war. Yep. Emily said, how is it helpful to ask for 50% of everything his country does forever? It's not. It's not. Hey, look who we got. We got the God Daddy, Cody Brooks, in the building. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, I guess he's not the God Daddy anymore. God Daddy's spot is open, but welcome, welcome, welcome. Cody says, watching Zelensky going retard. What? Watching Zelensky go retard 26 expectations of old America, backing him and doing anything he wants made me laugh. This is the new America. Exactly. America has been, speaking of a whipping boy, America has been the whipping boy. America has been the whipping boy. Not anymore. Not anymore, baby. All right, diving back in here.
I think it's good for
swing states in the future. And if they are not swing states, we'll be a permanent one-party state country. Permanent deep blue socialist state. That's what America will become.
Hey, congratulations on that. Dilly to your daughter. And either way, you carried me. You carried me for some good months. So I cannot thank you enough. Again, very, very much appreciated for the support.
Permanent deep blue socialist state. That's what America will become.
And that was the game plan.
That was the game plan. That is still.
He's no victim. Ukrainian people are. I mean, technically he's a victim, but bars. This is the way that we should be looking at that discussion. And again, if you look at the whole thing, at how graceful Trump was, given the fact that his predecessor has just fucking sucked the Zelensky dick. I don't know where you get the audacity.
That's what America will become.
And that was the game plan.
That was the game plan. That is still the game plan. And so they almost succeeded. If
and remember what Trump said the first time he was asked about this. He's like, "Do you want Ukraine to win?" No, I want the dying, the killing to stop. Now you can think that's a lie, but not one Democrat could make that lie. Not one of them was smart enough to make that lie. If you think it's a lie,
if the machine of which the Kamala puppet was the representation had won, that's what would have happened. The reason I went so hardcore for Trump was because, to me, this was a fork in the road, a very obvious fork in the road. If they had another 4 years, they would legalize enough illegals in the swing states to make the swing states not swing states. They would be blue states. Then they would win the presidential. They'd win the House, the Senate, and the presidency.
Hey, oh my goodness. My Ted Mosby heart grab that you guys don't even know nothing about. We don't have any more. So again, I owe you two. But do I have something? All right. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do this. Fuck it. When you guys come through, I come through. When you guys come through, I come through. I mean, there's kind of still a lot at the bottom there, but he ain't gonna get to the bottom, and then we'll cut it open and we'll get him for next time. That's you guys. That is you guys. Beautiful. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Oh man, I want to get mushy, but I know you guys don't like it. I want to get mushy, but I mean, honestly, this time last week, I wasn't sure if whatever. I'm not. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really, really, really do appreciate it. And a true co-sponsor now. Thank you so much, man. And I mean, look how much he appreciates it. Thank you so very, very much, guys. Let's grab some of these. Fogmaster said if he was a victim, he would have surrendered a long time ago. He wants the money to keep rolling in while he throws foreign weapons and his people into a meat grinder. Yup. Let you guys fight that out. Thank you again.
The House, the Senate, and the presidency. They would then make district, DC into a state, maybe Puerto Rico, get 4 extra senators, pack the Supreme Court. So then you'll have the House, Judiciary, Senate, and presidency, all blue. And then they will keep importing more illegals to cement that outcome. Basically what happened in California.
Quali said, judgment is over. Love you, buddy. Yes, we're back. Then said, seldom is the phrase, fuck it, followed by a good decision. Well, I mean, you tell me. Tell me that's a bad decision. Go ahead and tell me that's a bad decision. You can, bro. You can.
To cement that outcome. Basically what happened in California.
Jesus Christ.
It would have been the end. That's why I went so hardcore for Trump. It was otherwise been the end. And that's why the Democrat machine is so intent on destroying me.
It's just so fascinating that people can't see this.
I mean, I invite people to do their research. The more they do their research, the more they will see that what I'm saying is absolutely true. It's like, just do the research.
Yeah. It's such a
No. Remember, Brian Stelter said that it's crazy to do your own research. You don't want to be doing your own research. That's what conspiracy theorists do. Bontek said they took one area over 3 years. Is this sustainable? Good question. I mean, I don't think that's where I think we can see a sharp diversion in the plans given how the election went.
Bad idea, even for the Democrats, which is what they don't understand. Like it's the same.
It's not
people.
ultimately going to work out.
No, it's the same people.
Yes,
it's just they're doing it under the guise that they're the kind, compassionate, progressive people.
Yes,
but the same outcome takes place. It's just about control. And they probably institute some central bank digital currency and some social credit score system.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Well, that was the big fear coming into this election was that if they can't censor things like we talked about it before, but there was 2 major forks in the road. The big one was Trump didn't get shot.
Yep.
The other big one was you buy Twitter.
Yeah.
And if those 2 things don't happen, the whole world looks different.
Yes.
So, Carly said, seldom is the phrase, fuck it, followed by a good decision. I guess I'm in the seldom. Said Russia's taken little because Russia wants little. That does seem to be the state of affairs. It doesn't seem like Poland is of any concern to Putin. Now, if somebody was going to be like, hey, Putin, you want Poland? I doubt that he'd be like, nah. But I mean, give me one reason to think that that's on the table. Give me one reason to think that he doesn't just want Crimea and the Donbass and go back home.
Yeah. And if those 2 things don't happen, the whole world looks different.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't want to be on that timeline.
No, we don't want to have only one side represented because guess what? They will hijack that side, whatever it is. They'll hijack that side and use it for money and control. And that's what it's all about. It's not about good people versus bad people. It's a bullshit shell game.
Yeah. I mean, I think these things are actually, it's easy to understand if you look at basic incentives. The basic incentive here is the more illegals that the Democrats can bring in, the more likely they are to win. So that's what they're going to do. That's what they have been doing. And it worked in California. California's supermajority Dem. And look at all the companies that are leaving California.
Yeah.
I mean, In-N-Out just announced they're leaving.
Yep.
Their headquarters leaving California.
They're moving to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hey, shout out to J-Dog. Welcome to the party. Very good to see you. Thank you so very much for the 10 gifted memberships. Shout out to M169, Dylan Soup, Dan Jensen, Shifty Eyes Shady, Ayusha Gupta, Culture Papa, B-Hop, Dumb Dem Policy says, what? Doopa Doopa Doo, Cerberus 09, and Xander Crow. You guys are all now disciples. Make sure you click the pinned link at the top of the chat if you are not already in Discord. And if you are, make sure you send me a DM so that I can get you those permissions for the full shebang. J-Dog, very much appreciated. Thank you so much. I ran out of treats for Morty, but he does have peanut butter. But I promise, as always, every donation comes with an extra treat for Morty, so we're going to get him one after the show. Thank you so very much. Gwontek said, how far does this go? How much more do we have to intervene? How much more money that we don't have just to stop the bad guys? How about none? How about let them fight it out until it becomes an issue? And then, if and when it becomes an issue for us, then we do something. America first.
Headquarters leaving California.
And moving to Tennessee.
Yeah.
So,
and California made healthcare free for illegals.
Yeah. As
of last year. So, and that obviously that's a gigantic magnet for more illegals. Like
J-Dog said, I love your stuff, brother. Thank you so very much. That does mean a lot to me. Thank you.
And this is not a thing you can solve simply with money, because what happens is you simply have more patients than a doctor can possibly see, and you can't just make doctors out of nothing. Like so sometimes people are like, oh, it's just,
well, I mean, Lumen can.
It's a money thing. No, it takes a long time for somebody to become a doctor. The 30 years. And so what actually happens in California is that there are too many patients for the doctors to see. So then the average citizen in California suffers as a result. Now,
that should be the next poll, equality. So is this a cult? I love joining cults. I love that. Let's see. Put a 1 in the chat if you think this is a cult.
The elite in California are fine because they have private doctors. They can just pay for the best doctors. So the elite in California are doing fine, but your average citizen in California is not doing fine. And the tax burden for,
I mean, that's everywhere, but California, the income inequality is way worse.
Citizen in California is not doing fine. And the tax burden for healthcare for illegals was supposed to be $3 billion. I think they're now estimated it's $9 billion. But that number will scale to infinity. Basically, it's like, why not?
Right.
Like, why not? If you need any operation at all,
Free people makes a cult, right?
come to California and have it be free.
Right.
From anywhere on earth.
Guys, do me a huge favor, and if you are enjoying being part of this cult, share this video with someone you want to party with, or just plaster it wherever you want, guys. It does not even matter if you think anybody's going to click on the link. Just by you sharing the video, it helps with the algorithm. YouTube's like, oh, people like this. Let's go show it to more people. That would help so very much. Thank you.
Well, come to California and have it be free.
Right.
From anywhere on earth.
And equality and difference as one. Let's go. We in the cult business.
And the people that want to look at it in the most charitable way, they say, oh, well, these people are hardworking, good people, and they're the backbone of our city, and they should have access to all the things that we have access to. And I just don't think they understand that it's a political pawn. I don't think they understand
It's a political game.
This is not done for compassion and kindness.
No.
This is just done to ensure that it stays blue.
Correct.
And it's essentially a bribery with your tax dollars.
Yes.
Never going to answer your question, bro.
This is why the Dems will not even deport criminals.
Yeah.
Because
Well, they're not criminals. They only broke one law. And didn't you know that Americans commit more crimes than illegal immigrants? Unless you count the actual crime. I'm coming into the... Colin said, do we get leather jackets or robes? Come on. Robes, of course. But you got to be at the goddaddy level. So, I don't know. That's coming. What was I feel like I was just saying something funny and or important. No? Oh yeah. The line that only Americans commit crimes. Illegal immigrants who are illegal and committed the crime of coming into the country illegally have not committed any crimes.
Every criminal deported is a lost vote. So even if somebody is an illegal with a criminal record and commits crime in America, they are still were not being deported.
And then on top of that, California made it actually illegal to ask for ID when people vote.
Yes, California and New York, you are not allowed to show your ID when you vote. I just want to be clear so everyone understands this. In California and New York, you are not allowed to show your ID even if you want to.
Right. Why would that ever be a good idea?
I mean,
if you're trying
to facilitate fraud in elections, it's a great idea.
That's the only reason.
Yes.
There's no other reason logically why that would be a good idea.
It's for fraud. It's like wake up, sheeple. Wake up. Hello.
Okay, 2005. Sheeple, bro.
Like, let's say you wanted to commit fraud. What are the things you would do?
Yeah,
you would say you don't need ID and you can mail in your ballot.
And we'll give you free healthcare.
Yes.
Stay here.
Yes.
Stay here. I know it's on fire, but stay here.
I mean, in this case, it being on fire is not just a metaphor in California. Okay. It's just like, goddamn, entire neighborhoods burning down.
It's just once they
well, just one. That was just one. I don't care, Margaret.
Allowed people to vote that are not legal in California. If you're going to do that, it's over.
Exactly. There's no coming back from that.
The numbers are just people are so indoctrinated too. There's so many people that no matter what, they think voting Republican means you're an asshole.
Yes.
And they won't do it. They
Yes.
won't do it. They'll put their fucking rainbow flag on their porch and they'll just ride it right into the beach.
Civilizational suicide.
Yeah. Right to the rocks. Bang.
Yeah.
Crash the boat.
I mean, there's a guy.
Well, we're here for a good time, not a long time, right, liberals?
Who posted next who's great. Godsad.
Yeah. It's a friend of mine. He's been on the podcast a bunch of times.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out to Godsad.
Yeah, it's great.
And he talks about basically suicidal empathy.
Mm-hmm.
Like if there's so much empathy that you actually suicide yourself.
Yeah.
So that we've got civilizational suicidal empathy going on. And it's like, I believe in empathy. Like, I think you should care about other people, but you need to have empathy for civilization as a whole and not commit civilizational suicide.
Well, it's the same thing with tolerance. That you can have tolerance, but that tolerance can go so far that you start tolerating intolerance.
Also, don't let someone use your empathy against you so they can completely control your state and then do an insanely bad job of managing it and never get removed.
The fundamental weakness of Western civilization is empathy. The empathy exploit. They're exploiting a bug in Western civilization, which is the empathy response. So, and I think empathy is good, but you need to think it through.
Equality and deference. Thank you so much for stopping by. Welcome to the cult, and you have a good one.
And not just be programmed like a robot.
Right. Understand when empathy has been actually used as a tool.
Yes. Like it's weaponized empathy is the issue.
Yeah.
What? You don't care about these people and those people? How dare you?
Weaponized empathy. And
and it's also the rigid adherence to that liberal ideology. Like you can't switch sides over there. Like California, if you're a part of that whole tech, Hollywood, entertainment, any of those circles, you're on the left.
Yeah.
Like almost wholly. Almost completely.
It's borderline illegal to be a Republican in California. I mean, in San Francisco or LA, it's borderline illegal to be a Republican.
You're certainly shunned.
No, in like San Francisco.
Well, that's a little extreme. I get it. I live in Jersey. It's not nearly as bad as even New York or California, but it's still very blue. And I mean, there's red areas in like small areas, not necessarily districts per se, because usually Jersey is blue as fuck. But there's some spots in North Jersey, some spots Central Jersey, some spots South Jersey where it's Trump. But everything else in Jersey is blue. And shout out to Biff. Where am I? When he got me my MAGA hat. There we go. When he got my MAGA hat, I showed my dad. And he was like, well, be careful wearing that out. And I mean, I personally feel like wearing the straight up MAGA hat is a little cliche. So it's more of an accoutrement than something I would actually wear. But I would think twice about it.
It's borderline illegal to be a Republican.
You're certainly shunned.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
in like San Francisco, you could shoot heroin while taking a dump on the mayor's car in front of City Hall.
Based.
Okay. And that and nothing would happen to you. But if you walk down the street with a MAGA hat, you're gonna get attacked. It's insane.
Yeah, it's insane. But it's also so Orwellian that a hat that says "Make America Great Again" would cause people to have a violent reaction. Like, aren't you American? Wouldn't just as a whole, like,
well, again, meaning when? Like, when was America great? Most of my life.
The saying, wouldn't that be a good thing for everyone? Make America great again.
Yes.
But because it's attached to Donald Trump and that red hat, you'll get maced for wearing that red hat.
And that's why no matter what is coming down the pipe, I am not going to be on board for any type of you good there, bro? Did you guys hear him fucking knock out? He jumped off the thing. Anyway, I am not going to be part of any type of let's change the Constitution and get him a third term. No. The worst possible thing for the MAGA movement would be an attempt to keep Trump in office again. That is the worst possible thing we can do. What we need to do as the MAGA community is to show that it is not a Trump cult. That the next person to come in and carry the flag of MAGA, and we're still going to be all about that because it's not about the personality. It's about the ideas. We may have needed Trump's personality to break through the bullshit, but now that it's broken through, now that we have Kash Patel, now that we have Dan Bongino, now that we have Tulsi, now that we have Elon, now that we have all of these people, it doesn't need to be so brash because we are right. We are right. We are better. The marketplace of ideas has proven that time and time again. But they are better at marketing. They are better at linguistics. They are better at semantic obfuscation. And so the work is not done. And the worst thing for that work would be an attempt to deify Trump any more than he already is. No. That's going to cost extra.
It's attached to Donald Trump and that red hat. You'll get maced for wearing that red hat.
I did you dirty there, J-Dog. And I could see that. I couldn't see in the StreamYard chat that was connected to the to Unwanted Vote, but I just had to.
They will make America worse by beating you. So it's like it's an evil thing they're doing, a violent assault in America because you want to make America great again.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a scene in a book. It doesn't seem like it could be that ridiculous.
Shout out to Baron Trump. What is it called? What's that book called? Baron Trump time travel book. Travels and Adventures of Little Baron Trump. And yeah, I mean, you guys know about this, right? You guys know about the time traveling Trump Baron Trump shit, right? It's I don't know what it is, but it is absolutely too weird to be ignored. So maybe we could do a whole ass thing on that. But if you guys don't know, you better find out. Shout out to Soundwave Surfer. Welcome to the party. There you go. Marcus Adventures of Baron Trump and the Last President. My boy knows what's good. It's playing out. Welcome to the party.
In a book, it doesn't seem like it could be that ridiculous. Like, remember when All Lives Matter would get you fired?
Which is insane.
Insane. People got fired because they said all lives matter.
Which is a very reasonable thing to say.
That now that I think about it, that was one of the biggest red pill, or not the biggest, but one of the earliest red pill things that I experienced. The Black Lives Matter and All Lives Matter thing, because I understood where the Black Lives Matter people were coming from, because I mean, more or less, I was one of them. And so, like, yeah, of course, Black Lives Matter. And so, but then when the All Lives Matter thing came out, everybody's like, well, what do you mean? Black lives don't matter? Huh? I understood that was a stupid thing. And I was trying to explain, well, no, like what it means is that Black lives matter too, which is obvious. Like, obviously. And so the framing of it, and so, you know, when all that was going on, I was like, I see what's going on here. I see what's going on here.
How reasonable is that?
Yes.
That's essentially saying everybody matters. But that's
literally
not
all you're saying.
That's not what you were supposed to say. You had to say Black Lives Matter, which of course they do. If you say all lives matter, everybody matters.
Yes.
But the idea of being a colorblind society was completely abandoned somewhere around 2012-ish.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, I sort of can trace it to when did the gun emoji get nerfed? You know, when did it turn into a squirt gun?
That was a couple of years ago.
That was like 2016, I think.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, when did what turn into a squirt gun? Oh, the emoji, gotcha.
Yeah, it was squirt gun. Can you bring it back to X?
Yeah, no. Right now, if you use a gun emoji on X, the Apple will insist that it be a squirt gun, and then the X app turns it back into a 1911.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
So you can actually you know, have a 1911 gun.
Hey, I like this. Let's dilly. Funk says, let's compromise. Some lives matter, others not so much. Agreed. Dilly to that.
We reverted the Apple change inside the app.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. That thing's so offensive. The gun and then the pregnant man. Both of those got me. Like, you motherfuckers.
Yeah. I mean, I like that meme where it's like the people telling you that what you're hearing is disinformation are the same people that did the pregnant man emoji.
Yes. Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah. Well, also the same people that say a woman attacked a Tesla factory.
Yeah.
The woman.
It's a dude.
It's a dude. Like really obvious dude. Really big
like a mentally
looking,
ill dude.
Yeah, mentally ill dude with a wig on. Say that.
Yes.
Yeah. But
Yes.
and
You know, like the truth.
BC, even Fox.
You're looking at
I
the
think even
picture
Fox
and you're
called
like,
it a woman.
yo, this is a dude with a strong jawline.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's wearing woman face.
It's a buff dude.
That's an alpha male.
Dude.
Yeah, it's a buff dude wearing woman face. Like,
I mean, come on.
That's not a woman.
Yeah. And they're like saying, watch out for disinformation. I'm like, what are you talking about?
It's so crazy.
This is bullshit.
I mean, it's just more evidence of the virus, though, right? Like it killed objectivity.
Whoa, what happened? Are we good? Are we back?
It demanded strict adherence, or you were attacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any questioning of it would result in being ostracized.
Do you like what kind of responsibility do you
Well
feel
done.
like knowing that if you didn't take over Twitter and turn it into X, if that didn't happen, like I really think the world's a very different place right now. Like how long have you owned it for?
A couple years, basically.
Imagine a couple years of it being run the way it was run before, and probably accelerating.
I mean, my account would have been suspended long ago.
Fine.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, just for the disinformation.
Yeah. It would have
Don't forget about misinformation.
been
Trump would have never come back. Alex Jones would have definitely never been back.
definitely not.
No.
So, yeah.
Does that weigh on you? Like, I would feel like that would be a fucking heavy responsibility.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just trying to keep civilization going here, you know, for longer. So, I think we at least want to build a city on Mars, and become a multi-planet civilization.
What do you got? What I mean, maybe I'll put a poll up about that. But I'm just in general. What do you guys think about the whole, going to Mars and build a city on Mars? And there's a lot of people who are like, I mean, if it would be a lot easier to fix Earth. But a lot of people that say that are very much into the climate agenda. But I mean, interstellar travel is definitely an important thing. I'm just wondering how important that is at this point. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying I wonder how much it is.
Which I think would be incredibly important in ensuring the long-term survival of
right. I mean,
civilization.
Are you still rescuing those people that are stuck in the space station?
Yeah, that's coming up in a couple of weeks.
Whoa. They've been up there for how long, Jamie? They were supposed to be there for
100 days, right?
I think actually like 4 weeks. They were supposed to be there. They were supposed to be up there for like 8 days.
Yeah.
And they've been up there for like I think 8 months. So a little longer than expected.
Fuck.
Yeah.
What is it going to be like for those people when they get back? They're going to be a wreck for a long time, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to Inception.
Yeah. If the longer you stay up there, you get, sort of in zero G, you get increased bone loss. So, it ended up being like this political football. All
right, new poll. What do you think about going to Mars? Wonderful. So I'm just waiting for giant mechs to fight with. Mars, Earth, whatever. Fair enough. Fair enough. Sound Service said I want us to explore Mars, not necessarily go there. So better rovers and drones. I like that. I think, at least for the time being, a better understanding of what's good. Not that I have a good understanding of what they know of what's good about the atmosphere and the ability to use people's piss to or use people's shit to grow potatoes. Shout out to Matt Damon. I just saw Yumi and Dupree, and I was like, what is this guy's name? I know this guy's name, Matt Dillon. I don't think I've seen him in many other things. Anyway, I agree though. I think exploration is a little bit more important than colonization, shall we say?
Sort of hotly contested topic. We offered to bring them back early. This offer was rejected by the Biden administration.
Why?
For political reasons.
That's so crazy.
There's no way that they're going to make anyone who's supporting Trump look good.
Wow. What do you think they would have done if they had won?
Well, they can only get them back with a spacecraft, but they pushed the return date past the inauguration date.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they would have let you do it, but after the wow. And so it would have been them authorizing you.
There isn't anyone else to do it.
NASA can't get them.
Only the SpaceX
bureaucracy
Dragon spacecraft is the only one that is considered safe enough to bring them back. So
bureaucracy. It's not like NASA doesn't have access to the same information that SpaceX does. I mean, maybe to some extent, but it's not like they can't do the same work. But all that bureaucracy.
So the NASA concluded that the Boeing spacecraft was not safe, so that's why they're stuck there.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
and you can't ask Russia to help.
That would be
awkward. Yeah. Be a nice thing if they did.
Did you see what I said about Cold Harbor? I saw a TikTok and it put pieces together. I don't know, but it seemed to make sense.
So the guys will help.
I think that for enough money they would.
You think so?
Yeah, but they would obviously treat it as a propaganda victory and charge crazy money.
It's just disgusting that they would use that as a political tool.
Yeah. So, well, they were also, the Biden administration was also suing SpaceX. They had this massive lawsuit against SpaceX for SpaceX not hiring asylum seekers.
Right.
So people say oh, Elon's making it up. This Biden administration wasn't against SpaceX. I'm like, bro, the Department of Justice had a massive lawsuit against SpaceX for not hiring asylum seekers, even though it is illegal for us to hire anyone who is not a permanent resident.
Why aren't you breaking the law? How dare you? Don't you know how we do it in America, you African? Okay?
So it is both. There's a law that says you have to hire asylum seekers, but there's also a law that says anyone hired by a rocket company, which is an advanced weapons technology, must be a permanent resident.
Make a sense. Shout out to Matthew King. Welcome to the party. So can we please just stop poking a nuclear Russian bear? Stop inching toward him with NATO. Stop proxy warring with him. Winning doesn't matter. Stopping the war does. That sounds kind of like one of the most recent two presidents. One of them were about this, and then the other one was definitely not. I'm having trouble remembering. I think maybe Biden was the one who was like, let's stop the wars. Matt, welcome to the party.
An asylum seeker is not a permanent resident. So it is both legal and illegal to hire asylum seekers. So why would the Biden administration
No. Guamtech, you have to agree.
Launch a massive lawsuit. Again, this is public information. It's not like my imagination. Why would they do such a massive lawsuit against SpaceX? They're extremely antagonistic.
No, the government, the American government, they would never do that.
It just doesn't make any sense that could ever even get past the first day of someone looking at it. If it's both illegal and you're trying to enforce it, like you can't enforce it.
Yes.
This is an advanced weapons company. This is crazy.
Right. Yes.
It should be like this. Throw this out.
In fact, there's like international traffic and arms regulations is a law that is there to ensure that if only permanent residents of the United States can work at advanced weapons companies. Rockets are advanced weapons. So the same is true of like if it's like nuclear or some like bioweapon thing or something like that.
Yeah. So if we magically start doing the right thing and move towards nuclear energy, we don't want asylum seekers there either. Not because you're a bad person for being an asylum seeker. Not even because of the fact that the asylum system was abused over the last few years, but because it's that close to national security.
So, because obviously, if someone were to work at SpaceX and then leave and go to North Korea or Iran, they could build missile technology that could, destroy the United States. So that's why you're not allowed to hire people who aren't permanent residents. It's logical. Basically.
Logical. So, is that lawsuit still pending?
It was just dismissed.
How long was it going on for?
A couple of years.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Well said, Guamtech. People don't remember what you say. They remember how you make them feel.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that drives me crazy. Like that people don't understand that if you sanction lawfare like that, if you sanction attacking your political enemies,
it's just gonna come back on you. Remember when they wanted to pack the courts? Where do you think? And imagine if they actually did pack the Supreme Court. And there was 14 justices, and then Trump gets in office, and it's like, all right, well, you fucking forced my hand. I never wanted to do this shit. I by the law, as it has been for the last 200 years, motherfuckers died, and I was the president, so I put people in there. It's not Trump's fault that Merrick Garland didn't get a fucking hearing, but not a Mitch McConnell.
Someone's gonna do that to you. Like if the wrong people.
Tell you, cause I told you. And when did I tell you? A long time ago. And what did I say? What happened when I told you? Exactly what just happened.
People get in office.
Yeah.
If new people get in office 4 years from now, 8 years from now, who knows who it's going to be? You've already set a precedent. You've already attacked someone, charged them with 34 felonies where they're really just misdemeanors, and they're also past the statute of limitation. And now you're talking all over the news that this is a convicted felon. They kept saying convicted felon. And everybody knows what it is.
Yeah.
Sharp as a tack.
Yes.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's terrifying they could do it so brazenly to a guy who was.
That's weird. You guys are weird. JD Vance is weird. Weird. No, you got banned for calling for my death. Oops. Somebody's got screenshots.
As the president for 4 years.
Right. That lawsuit was funded by.
Indeed, you are. I mean, you're not hilarious, but you are a hypocrite. I agree.
Reid Hoffman, who is a major Dem donor.
What are you doing here? Like, do you understand how pathetic I would have to feel to go to somebody who has openly and explicitly said, "Hey, I don't like you," and then go hang out and on their show when there's 10 other people? Like, go do something. What are you doing? I mean, hey, you're helping my stats. I don't give a shit.
And also an Epstein client.
Wait, what?
The plot thickens.
The plot thickens.
Who is a major Dem donor. That lawsuit was funded by Reid Hoffman, who is a major Dem donor.
Surprise! Surprise!
And also an Epstein client. The plot thickens.
The plot thickens. Jesus Christ.
Yes.
It's just. It's so blatant. It's like so obvious. The SpaceX lawsuit, the Trump stuff, it's so obvious.
Yes. Like known Epstein clients who are obviously extremely powerful, powerful politically and very wealthy, are Bill Gates.
It's funny because he thinks like before I was engaging because I was like, oh no, you can't say that about me. And then I realized like, oh, there's no getting through to this person. And now he thinks that, I'm just going to insult you and then you're going to have to respond to me. No, bye.
Bill Clinton and Reid Hoffman. And some others too, but those three.
Like a girl.
So, why was Reid Hoffman so intent on destroying Trump?
Do you think it's because they're worried about the list coming out?
Yeah, one of the reasons.
This is for you, film.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm like, this is, so.
It's so frustrating to be sitting in a situation where the list isn't coming out.
Almost like I learned new things.
Well,
you should try it.
It better come out, hopefully tomorrow.
Why'd they release bullshit today?
I don't know.
What's the point in giving these people like a happy folder to wave around in front of the camera with nothing in it that's new? Doesn't make
Good question.
any sense. It's not encouraging.
Like I said, it's the tough thing that they've got is, they've been made captain of a ship with a hostile crew.
Right.
So they don't have it's not like you have like magical powers. You get made captain of a ship with a hostile crew. You still have a hostile crew.
Right.
You've got to bring in people who are going to, be helpful as opposed to obstructionist.
Right.
Isn't it crazy that this is what is so desperately needed at the top levels of our government? We need to be bringing in people who are going to be helpful. Why have we not been doing that? Oh, because other people are making too much money off of us, and stupid people are voting for them because Orange Man bad. Okay, dude.
Right.
So,
hey, I'm down for the threesome. All right, I'm down for the threesome. Like, let's go, let's get it. I'm gonna be in the middle. I want to be in the middle.
but yeah, I think the public will be rightly frustrated if no one is prosecuted for the Epstein client list, no one at all, which, no one, like.
I'm just kidding.
Like at least.
Yup. Too many people are okay eating the bugs, or that wouldn't happen. The government cares about us. They wanna make things good for us, right?
I don't know. Like at least, I don't know, the top 5 or something, like some number there should at least be an attempted prosecution of the worst offenders.
Well, particularly if Ghislaine Maxwell is in jail for sex trafficking.
Yes.
Because
That means sex
Which she is.
trafficking occurred.
Right. So she's in jail for it.
Yes.
So
who were the
I
clients?
forgot about our poll.
Yeah, how do you put someone in jail and you don't even name the clients? That sounds...
They named the clients. They just didn't tell us. So very interesting how, 75% of you of the question, how important is it going to Mars? With the answers very kind of not much or not at all. 0% of you said not much, but 12% of you said not at all. Yet 75% of you did where the majority said kinda, and 12% said very. Interesting array, interesting spectrum we've got. Right, there you go. That's, you gotta wine and dime you a little bit first.
Yeah. How do you put someone in jail and you don't even name the clients? That sounds kind of insane.
I think, yes, it would.
That's our next poll. I was going to answer, but that's our next poll. Is Epstein dead? What do you guys think? Because I have my answer, but I want to hear what you guys think first.
Yes, because
just stunning that they've been able to hold it back for so long.
Thanks, pal.
It's really kind of amazing.
Yes.
Like when people say that people can't keep secrets, what the fuck are you talking about? Look at this.
Yeah, I mean, a bunch of these things are not
You go jerk off to my voice now.
It's common knowledge, but we don't actually have the proof.
Right.
That was a close one.
So the proof is there. I mean, there's lots of videos. Yeah, there's lots.
Show them to us.
It's like a mountain of.
Well, maybe
like,
not show them to us.
Whenever
let's make one thing clear. I'm not saying I want to see the videos. I just want to be informed as to who is in those videos. Let's make that clear.
Epstein's place, there would have been like a mountain of evidence. Where is that mountain?
Right. What'd you
Right next to all the JFK files.
do with it?
Yes. Like who took possession of the evidence?
Yeah.
Specifically,
Right.
the individuals.
Where are the tapes?
Yes.
How many levels of clearance do I have to get into the vault?
Yeah. Well,
let's get a few more votes, guys. Is Epstein dead? Yes or no?
yeah.
Yeah.
Elon knows.
You know what we need are people who are really good with computers.
Again, how are we at the place where this great intelligence is? We need people who are good with computers. I mean, yeah, we do. Is that where we're at? Hey, shout out to Dietrich. Welcome to the party. So which one of you homos is going to invite me to the meat sandwich? Hey, I mean, you in? I don't like this. I'm abandoning this. I don't like this fake gay shit. I just want to see that it happened so that I could be sure that it happened. I don't want to see the action. I just want to know for sure because I care about the truth. Is that so wrong?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm really good with
Was this Jamie?
technology.
I just remember seeing this photo.
That's when they raided his home.
They were.
That's when they on the island.
They were there then.
Yeah. They got everything, I'm sure.
I mean, there must have been so much stuff on that island.
There must have been. And if it wasn't there, where was it?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say that's probably where everything is with Epstein.
Yeah.
What, it has to be uploaded somewhere. There has to be some sort of a chain of evidence.
Yeah.
Or chain of custody.
It's got to be a mountain of evidence.
Yeah. The other thing they're going to talk about is UAPs. They're going to release all the UAP information.
No, they're not. They're going to release that the same way they released the Epstein files.
So you're the guy to ask about this. What if any possibility is there that there is some sort of advanced propulsion system technology that's being worked on in secret?
Give me a percentage, guys. Give me a percentage in the chat. What percentage do you think it is possible? Yeah, what percentage do you think it is possible that there is other life forms from different planets? Or rather, let's just say not from this planet, that exist in the universe? It's going to be pretty high on my end, but what do you guys think?
And that they're trying to cover this up with this talk of aliens and alien tech and not of this world. And is it possible that there's some sort of very secret program that's going on in cahoots with some defense contractors that are developing advanced propulsion systems that they're using for these drones?
I mean, SpaceX, my company SpaceX has the most advanced rocket technology in the world.
Wait, remember when you tried to make a video about Jesus? Like about me or about Jesus? Oh, that thing. Yay. How was that? I bet it was super good. It got tons of views. I'm on the vote. Said other life forms in this universe, 100%. I'm going to go with a 99.99 because, as you know, my life motto is believe nothing except that anything is possible. So 99.99999. Shit. Did I wait? As Mr. Where is it? Come on. Where is it? As Mr. Hell would say, 99999. Yeah, no, I remember that. That was the start of the
SpaceX
end for these.
has the most advanced rocket technology in the world.
Cakes.
I think I'd know.
Right.
And to the best of my knowledge, there is not any magic.
Okay. So then let me change that. And let's say intelligent life, intelligent meaning that they can communicate with us in some way, whether we understand it or not. They're able to attempt to communicate. So let's move the goalpost a little bit. What is the percentage chance that there is another life form somewhere else in the universe that is advanced enough to communicate not only with each other, but at least to attempt to communicate with us? Dietrich says, you know that the scandal was so heavy, the only 200 pages of evidence they got from the FBI raid on Epstein's Island, it took several dozen boxes to carry it all out. Incredible strength of the FBI. I mean, like, 200 pages. That's a lot of pages, man. I mean, we got to, they're like me. They got to bulk up. Context said, other intelligent life in the universe? I'm not even convinced we have intelligent life on Earth. All right. Good one. All right. I want to post that are 80 at least. I'm still at the 99.999999999, but I can't go 100. It just doesn't, statistically, it doesn't make sense that unless we are the first ever intelligent life form to develop in the universe, which is a possibility, but that's the 0.00001. Not super likely, but could be.
And to the best of my knowledge, there is not any magic. There's not like some super advanced propulsion technology.
There have been people who have theorized different gravity drives and different things. Is there anything that's ever gotten past the theoretical stage?
No.
Nothing.
Well, there's nothing even that I'm aware of that works in theory. It's not like I would like this to exist, to be clear. I would like this to exist. And I have from a security clearance standpoint, I have top secret. I have equivalent of like an all access pass from a security clearance standpoint.
Except for the JFK files.
So I don't think they're hiding it from me, basically. I don't think they could.
Then go find it and post it on X.
Unless it's completely in these weapons manufacturing corporations.
I mean, I know these weapons manufacturing companies, like Boeing, Lockheed, and Northrop. I mean, yeah, they do some interesting things, but they do not have. There's no breakthrough that they have.
So
I'm confident they do not have a breakthrough.
When you hear people
like, why don't they just compete with SpaceX and make a better rocket? In which case, they can make. Why are they holding back on making a lot of money from beating SpaceX with better rockets?
My thought was that what if it's
bureaucracy,
just a drone, and you can't have a biological entity inside of it because it just bursts from the fucking speed that it's moving at. That a human couldn't tolerate the amount of force. So
you would have to, as far as I understand it, there is the possibility. I don't know how realistic or practical this is yet, but there should be a similar type of thing to when you're in an airplane and they can pressurize the cabin. There should be some way, theoretically, again, not to say that we can do this today, but maybe we can, but there should be a way to theoretically counterbalance the G-forces so that we would be able to move at light speed or near light speed.
So they're just drones.
I don't think so.
So what do you think people like Ryan Graves and Commander David Fravor?
I want cool things to exist.
Right.
Do I want UFOs to exist? Yes, I want UFOs to exist because that would be really interesting.
Of course, everybody does.
Yeah.
It'll be cool.
It's a more boring world where UFOs don't exist or like flying, like advanced propulsion stuff doesn't exist. If it doesn't exist, that's more boring. It'd be more interesting. If it did exist, I'd like it to exist. I hope we find something, but I have not seen SpaceX launches 90% of all satellite mass to orbit. So if you take all of Earth's rocket launches, my company has a 90% market share of Earth. China does about 5%, and the rest of the world does, including the Boeing, Lockheed, and Northrop, and everyone does 5%.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's crazy. Yeah, the salary surfer said, or you bend space itself, so you're not actually moving, aka warp drive. But I think that is, and I'm talking out of my ass here, but I do think that has to do more with the environment and like how like a wormhole or something, how that, like whether it's a matter of it being some sort of natural occurrence and we utilize it, or if there is something like with the Large Hadron Collider where we could create that. But that seems like an external thing, whereas like yeah, I don't know enough about this, but it'd be pretty fucking cool to go to some different galaxies.
So why wouldn't they use this to defeat SpaceX?
Yeah. Yeah, makes
why
sense.
would they hold
No,
back?
listen, that's why I asked you. It would make sense. What do you think that these people are
We're
seeing?
launching a rocket every 2 days.
But what do you think these people are seeing when you have reliable people like Commander David Fravor, who had that infamous TikTok Tic Tac experience off the coast of San Diego, where
Did somebody say TikTok?
they got this thing on video. They tracked it going 50,000 feet above sea level to 50 feet in like a second.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they also have video evidence of this thing accelerating at a great speed. Eyewitness accounts from 2 different jets.
All right, here's what we're going to do, because they're veering off into more just Rogan-esque same shit you're going to get in every single Rogan episode. So we still have a few minutes before we hit the 2.5-hour mark, and you guys have been quite generous. So we're going to go back to the beginning where they're talking more specifically about the expenditures in that DOGE is cutting, and we'll go from there. I had a note. Fuck. I think it was 20 minutes.
There's video of Tim Walz doing the exact same thing.
Let's stay.
Doing the exact same thing.
Right.
Exact same thing. And he said, of course, it's a Nazi salute. He said that.
Right.
This is how.
So if we move back more to the beginning of the discussion, they're still getting into it. And is it here? It looks like, okay, maybe here is where they start talking about the stuff.
The size of
power to the people instead
All
of
right.
power to the bureaucracy.
So, and you guys know, if you want to keep the party raging, you know how to do it. Guamtech said, I just learned last night that this is how Necrons travel 40,000 traveling 40K versus using the warp. Yes, I'm a dork. The fastest way to travel is 0.
What?
I have no idea what that means.
See.
Now, the size of it was when you guys first started investigating it, when you first get in, how much of it was shocking? Like this, just the size of it all.
Well, the size of it all, the small decisions result in multi-billion-dollar outcomes. So, we'd see, there's a case where,
Like when we decided to leave Afghanistan.
we saw one person was getting $1.9 billion sent to their NGO, which basically got formed about a year ago and had no prior, no prior activity. So they just stand up an NGO. The whole NGO thing is a nightmare, and it's a misnomer, because if you have a government-funded non-governmental organization, you're simply a government-funded organization. It's an oxymoron.
Right. It's a loophole.
Yes. It basically, the government-funded NGOs are a way to do things that would be illegal if they were the government, but are somehow made legal if it's sent to a so-called nonprofit.
Like the church.
But these
Half joke.
profits are then used to, people cash out these nonprofits. They become very wealthy through nonprofits. They pay themselves enormous sums through these nonprofits.
It's so insane that that's been going on for so long.
It's a gigantic scam, like one of the biggest, maybe the biggest scam ever.
And how many NGOs?
Too many.
I think there's a total number of NGOs, probably millions, but in terms of large NGOs,
that makes sense, I guess.
tens of thousands. I mean, it's actually it's kind of a hack to the system where someone can get an NGO stood up for a fairly small amount of money. Like George Soros is really good at this. Like George Soros is like a system hacker. Like he figured out how to hack the system. He's a genius at arbitrage. I mean, these days he's pretty old, but a genius at arbitrage. So he figured out that you could leverage a small amount of money to create a nonprofit, then lobby the politicians to send a ton of money to that nonprofit, so you can take what might be, a $10 million donation to a nonprofit to create a nonprofit and leverage that into $1 billion NGO. And a nonprofit is a weird word. It's just a non-governmental organization, and then the government continues to fund that every year.
I shouldn't have skipped this. I apologize, guys. From when as I jump around and watch this stuff, as what I was watching was more of them talking about the numbers itself. So we'll stick around for a little bit because I think they're framing this in a way that's rather important.
And it'll have a nice sounding name, like the Institute for Peace or something like that. But really, it's a graft machine.
And what are the requirements with that money? What do they have to do?
Just really no requirements at all.
So they just get grants and the government just assumes that they're doing good work.
Yep.
I think a lot of people in the government know that they're not doing good work.
Well, but they don't care.
But it's a giant graft machine.
What does that mean? What is a graft machine? Does he mean a grift machine? graft machine is a tool used in horticulture to join parts of different plants together, called grafting, by precisely cutting and fitting the desired rootstock with a scion to create a new plant with desired characteristics. So they're trying to pull everything together and be one giant body. You will own nothing and be happy.
I mean,
But surely
people online are like unpacking this,
Right. It almost seems fake. Like when you see how we were covering this article that said 55,000 Democrat NGOs were discovered that had been contributing to campaigns and moving things around and pushing propaganda, and they were
What? I can't even believe that.
all connected, and they found it through AI. That you have to go through steps and steps and steps to figure out where the money's coming from. Oh, it's all funneling down to this group, and this group does that. And yeah, it's a giant propaganda machine, a giant regime change machine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean,
but does it do some good as well?
It does some good. So it's like this. It's not like 0% good. If it was really 0% good, it'd be much easier to detect. So there's gonna.
Good point. Because there absolutely is, stuff that NGOs do that is practical. It's just how much of what they do reaches the real world.
Maybe some percent good that they add in there, but it's like it might be 5% or 10% good, but 95% not.
So is there a way to audit all this stuff and find out, oh, these people are actually just sending food to poor people. These people are actually just helping people with water in third world countries. There's a way to do that and keep funding those?
Yeah. I mean, we have continued to fund things that appear to be legitimate, even with the flimsiest, if there's even the flimsiest excuse. Like, I just like.
So, I mean, this again, I'm frustrated with myself for skipping over this, but this is what, Leslie was asking about, like, taking down the entire government. That I don't know where that comes from. I don't understand, especially being like, oh, well, I'm a libertarian and it's bad that we want to get rid of the government. What? Like, seems like when we're not going to be just a complete anarchist society, then any getting rid of the government would be good for a libertarian. But this is what I mean. There's no and they could be lying. Anybody can lie, but it seems like there's absolutely no effort to end the government, if for no other reason than if there's no government, then Trump is not the president. Why? What do you want that?
Send me a picture of the thing. Like, you could literally have.
That's what she said.
AI generate the picture. But if you're not even willing to try to trick me, then we're like not going to send the money. Okay.
So what restrictions were put on? There was some.
And then remember, he did this thing recently where he just was saying, if you work for the federal government, I don't remember exactly the details, but like, just send me an email, give me like 5 bullet points of what you did in the last week, the last month, the last quarter, whatever it was. And if you don't reply, you're fired, or some other shit like that. A lot of people just couldn't do it. Beat you to it.
Something set aside, like medicine, and there's what was set aside that there wasn't
there was work for like Ebola prevention. I actually don't know if this work is even effective. It may or may not be. Like, it could be the kind of thing where you sort of fund Ebola prevention, but it turns out that actually you're funding a lab that develops new Ebola virus,
kind of like Wuhan, right?
Red recipes or something,
Yeah.
And they claim it's Ebola prevention, but it's actually Ebola creation. So some of these things, I don't know.
It's not gain of function. Okay, it's directed evolution. You don't know what you're talking about, Senator Paul.
I mean, just, but it just seems like we shouldn't be sending taxpayer money to dubious enterprises overseas.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And why are we doing it? Like, what exactly is the reason? Is it because
kickbacks?
We want to make friends with these people so the Chinese don't take over, the Russians don't take over? Okay, how much of that is like a good thing? How much of that is smart to do, and how much is a grift? And without any sort of oversight, which has really been going on for so long, they just had free run.
Yeah. Well, also we just have a real issue with the budget deficit. It's gigantic. So like, if all things being equal, if we didn't have a gigantic budget deficit where interest payments, the interest on the national debt exceeds the Defense Department budget, which is truly astounding, which means, so we're paying over $1 trillion of interest on the national debt, then, okay, we would have more room for wasting money, basically. But when when we're spending so much money that the country's going bankrupt, then we really need to stop spending money unless we're sure it is good value.
So essentially, we're like a poorly managed business with an unlimited credit line that is off the rails.
Absolutely.
And if you were a person like you are who comes in and takes over businesses and straightens them out, that's exactly what you're doing.
I mean, most of the time I create businesses from scratch. Like Twitter was a case where, I kind of bought a company that was, I kind of knew it was a hairball.
Well, you came in at Tesla in the beginning, but they were already doing something, right?
No, Tesla did not exist in any meaningful form. There were no employees. JB Straubel joined 3 other people. There was no car. There was no nothing.
So it wasn't even a prototype yet?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a prototype already.
No. There weren't even any employees.
Oh. Wasn't it fun? That's a funny narrative that people like to say, that you didn't even create Tesla then.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Yeah, Tesla's me. That's me. That was all me.
So if you're handling the government like a business, you're going to have to go through all of these departments and do the exact same thing that you're doing with USAID. So how does that scale up? Like, how many people do you need to do something like that?
Well, we started off with about 40 people, maybe 100 people. And we're really just going through doing very basic things here. It's as bad as Twitter was, the federal government is much worse.
Yep.
So,
no consequences.
In the case of Twitter, it wasn't a profitable company. It was like basically a break-even company, but at least it was break-even, and it had to pass an audit. The federal government is not break-even. It's literally losing $2 trillion a year, and it does not pass its audits. It fails its own audits.
There's audits?
So, there's a case where
we'll go to Quantex. The Fed already had auditors. It's just like any business that's audited by the IRS. They get to hire their own in-house auditors to hold them accountable.
I think Senator Collins was telling me about how she gave the Navy $12 billion for more submarines, got no extra submarines, and then held a hearing to say where'd the $12 billion go, and they were like, we don't know. That was it. Basically stuff is so crazy. It's like only the federal government could get away with this level of waste. Waste. It's mostly waste. It's mostly not fraud. It's mostly waste. It's mostly just ridiculous things happening.
Because they've been able to do it this way for so long, they become accustomed to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Milton Friedman said. Like, money is most poorly spent when you're spending someone else's money on people you don't know. How much are you going to care?
Right.
And that's the federal government. So they're spending someone else's money on people they don't know.
Now imagine any other business that was this badly run that complains when you want to check the books and audit it and go through all the decisions that have been made and go.
It's almost like it's more weird, and you bring more attention to yourself when you're like, no, I don't want to be doged.
Through all the ledgers and what did you do?
Well, the people receiving the money want to keep receiving the money.
Yeah. Clearly.
Yes. So, but I mean, the reason I'm putting so much effort into this is that I think it is a very dire situation. It's not it's not optional, basically. So, America's going bankrupt, so that just can't happen.
It's just bizarre to me that some people aren't willing to look at it correctly. They're not willing to see like how much chaos this is, how much waste and fraud there is, how much can be trimmed, and how much. Just because people have jobs doing bullshit doesn't mean your tax dollar should pay for this bullshit.
Yes. We found just with a basic search of the Social Security database that there were 20 million dead people marked as alive.
But were they getting money?
Some of them are getting money.
No, well, some of them are getting money, but it did, and this is pretty much where we jumped in. They kind of go through that, and then that's where we jumped in. And we did look it up. So they do have, the register or whatever it is does show like millions of people over 150 years old, at least tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people over 300 years old and like going up. But those payments were not made in those numbers. So still not a good sign for the inner workings of our government. But it does seem like even if Elon is not the best person in the world to do this, which I mean, even if at least somebody's doing this, somebody, I do not understand what the argument against the concept is. If you have issues on what is being cut, that's an entirely different discussion. And I am absolutely willing to have that discussion and to admit that when it comes to spending and what department gets what and where, I don't know. So it might very well be, that the Republican establishment says, oh, we don't need this. But, average moderate voters to left-wing voters are like, actually, I think we would like this. I'm okay to be like, I don't agree with everything that they're doing. But conceptually, I do not understand. And we had a number of people in here saying that it was bad. But not one of them could articulate why. And methinks it's because they are brainwashed to the people who are getting all of this fucking bullshit money from us. And they think that they can trust those people. You can't trust a convicted criminal. You can't trust a billionaire that's been super successful. You can only trust the politicians who have been in politics for their entire lives, making politician salaries, but are multimillionaires, if not billionaires. Make it make sense. Guys, thank you so fucking much. I am speechless. Look at all of these. Look at it. Just look at it. I mean, thank you, guys. Look at all of this. For one night, one day, just sitting here. Thank you so very, very much to each and every one of you. I appreciate you to no end. Even Film Buffer, TV, film, whatever the fuck his name is, I appreciate you too. And especially Leslie coming in challenging me. I do appreciate that, because when Leslie does it, it's in good faith, because she disagrees with my opinions and would like to hear my response to what she has to say. Unlike people who are just here to jerk off to my voice. Weird. Anyway, thank you so very, very much. Once again, guys, that is our co-host Morty, aka the Overlord, and I have been your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Guys, make sure if you are new, you hit that subscribe. I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and sometimes whenever I feel like it. So hit that subscribe, ring the bell, and you will never miss an Indian Jesus live party ever again. If you are a member, head over to the after party. It is time. Thank you so very, very much. Once again, that is Morty, and I have been your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect. I said that already, right? We are out of here. Peace.